So we play as two astronauts, Ariane and Thomas, and they're basically sent to scout the newly discovered ice planet, Persephone. And they end up getting into a big crash landing, separated, and they've got to basically navigate the frozen world and end up coming in contact with an enemy called Nemesis. Now, if you're thinking Resident Evil, well, you'd be wrong. But it's the same name. Anyway, as for achievements then, we have a few that we got to get through. Miscellaneous ones, easy enough. There's chapter select. There's collectibles and things that we have to get as well. Otherwise, it is generally not too bad. Quite easy. But again, if you're into these sort of sci-fi type games, then boy, are you in for a treat. Okay, first things first that we're going to do then is we're going to head into the settings. And basically, there is an achievement for catching a ledge 15 times perfectly. Now, what you can do is, if you want to as well, you can also do oxygen, no game over. Basically, making yourself infinite. But the automatic ledge catch. Now, it can be difficult to catch a ledge perfectly. You got to do it 15 times in a row. If you put that ledge catch on, obviously it means that you can just do it with no problem, and the achievements will still unlock. Same with the balancing as well. So this first chapter then, it's a sort of it's more of a prologue. Basically, you know, the buttons and what we have to do, and yeah, there's quite a few linear paths. Overall, the game is really, really enjoyable. But this first chapter is, yeah, just one of those that will just help us ease into the game slightly. Now, I will be skipping the cutscenes. I obviously highly advise you I highly advise recommending you, that's what I'm trying to say, to watch them. And as the, you know, Don't Nod are genuinely fantastic with these types of games, especially when it comes to these cutscenes as well. So, highly recommend for you to watch them. If not, it's completely up to you, but I'm just skipping them to save time on L videos. So, once we have skipped just a few times, we need to get out of the old pit and cock. The old pit, the old armpit. So, obviously move around with the left stick, look around with the right stick, press the A button on here, so we can get ourselves out of the old arm and cockpit. Mash the A button, and we're going for a nice little tumble. Now, you'll see quite a few of these sections in the game, basically just have to avoid things, and then you will automatically grab onto a ledge at the end.
Fuck! Okay, please.
Okay, so once we begin then, it's literally just a case of, you won't be able to get the achievement yet for completing 15 in a row, so don't even worry about it. It's literally just a case of figuring out the game, and, you know, if you've played these types of games before, it's pretty sort of generic in that sense, in terms of ledge grabbing and things like that. We will be getting 2 achievements within this first chapter as well, and we're going to be getting the first one now. So we'll press the left bumper to open up the Pathfinder. Now, you basically have to sit around for about 2 minutes until the achievement unlocks. And that is as easy as they come for the first achievement to pop out here. So just sit around or stand around for 2 minutes, twiddle your thumbs, pick your nose and flick it at the wall. Completely up to you, whatever you want to do for a couple of minutes. But just do this for 2 minutes. I think I've said for 2 minutes, yeah? I think I've said that enough times now. Until the achievement unlocks. And after about, what was it, 3 minutes did I say? 4 minutes? 2 minutes? 2 minutes. Once it unlocks, you can then just crack on with the game. So press left bumper to get out and then just continue to climb the ledges. Again, we're not going to be going for the achievement here. I did try. So yeah, when you climb up, you're supposed to press the X button to do a perfect grab. But obviously we've got the setting option on. Now I did try to get it here, but for some reason, after a while, every time I went back to the right a little bit, it would just knock me off automatically. So, where there was stupid. So, D2 or not D2? That is the question. So, again, it's literally just a case of following the ledges around for the moment. You can't get lost at all, really. And if you do, go outside, touch some grass. So, if we have a look to the right, now we need to do some more climbing. This is where I am going to get the achievement. So, literally here, just go left and right, right and left, left and right. Keep going until you get the second achievement for perfecting your grabs. And there we go, that's what we're looking for. So once that has been unlocked, you can literally just crack on. So it is literally just a case of heading sort of down. So you press the B button there to drop down from a ledge. And then we can just turn around. And then continue on our merry way. Okay, so now we're going to learn about the grapple that we have as well. We can get to high places, which will come in handy when the Nemesis tries to eat us. Eat us in the rear. So just press the right trigger there to get up, and then you need to climb up there with the left stick. Fairly easy enough. Again, a little later on as well, we'll have to move out of the way for debris and stuff like that. But again, it's all easy enough this first chapter, as I said. But we are going to be coming up to a balance beam as well. Now, there is another achievement for getting 3 perfect balance beams in a row. Now, I won't be getting this just yet, but there will be a specific point where you can basically... Because you can't turn around. So, once you've crossed, you can't turn around. So, so what we'll do, we'll jump here. I accidentally fall to my complete death. But yeah, the 3 balance beams, there is a point where we can... cross it, die, and then just do that another couple of times. There's also another achievement for dropping to your death 15 times. So again, we'll get that a little bit later on. Otherwise, just jump on this fridge door here. Ah, there we go. And then jump up.
Better get out of here before it all blows.
So, once we've shimmied our way across, press the B button there to jump down. We're going to head through the little gap. It's obviously starting to get a little... It's starting to get a little desperate now, this situation. So, we're just going to keep on climbing up. Use your right trigger there to use your grapple. I was going to call it a straddle then, but of course that's completely different. This is where we're going to find some debris will start falling down on us. Obviously, we want to avoid the obstacles. Because, you know, death is pretty inconveniencing, especially in a video game. And just like magic, she got out of there. Now all we're doing for this first part is walking straight ahead up the ice crevasse.
Persephone. I'm okay, but I've lost contact with my crewmate. Officer Cross was in the engine room when we crashed. I'm currently searching the crash site. Thomas, I really hope you managed to evacuate. You'd better have made it out of there.
Oh man, they've always got us doing stuff in video games. Right, so through the wreckage we'll go, basically slightly to the left, and we're going to squeeze in, and we've got a big fat backpack on our back. Luckily, we can squeeze in just enough to fit through. Always handy. And then again, just climb over to the next obstacle. Thomas, where are you?
Where are you? I'll find you.
So once you climb up here, turn to the left, and again, give yourself a nice big momentous jump. Yeah! Sometimes you'll make it, sometimes you won't. Usually you should, though. Once we're out again, slightly left, and then just basically continue onwards. Obviously, you're not going to go through the fire, so that, you know, I hope that helps a little bit. To the right, and we're going to climb up some ledges. To be fair, I didn't think we would be doing some Assassin's Creed style Prince of Persia parkour immediately in this game, but hey, it's what we do. Now, you were supposed to sort of just grab onto the ledge and gently slide down and fall down, but never mind. Either way, you don't break your legs, you're all good. So continue again on your upwards on your way. Use the grappler to get up again. Sorry, is she calling it a winch or a grappler? Whatever. So this time we need to use left, basically just go left and right to give yourself some momentum to be able to jump. Easy enough once again. And like I said, this is quite a nice introduction, you know. It's sort of 15, 16 minutes of sort of gentle introduction. And then obviously chapter 2 is where we're going to get really into the nitty-gritty part of the game.
Thomas, I'm inside. Can you hear me?
So, we're into the wreck. More wreck, as it were. Now, you can interact with things throughout the game. You don't have to. There's things that are not very specific for achievement, more just story stuff. Otherwise, we will head around. And you're going to see a little bit of a blood trail very soon. Ah, nuts. But that's actually our way down. So, follow the way down.
Finally, the engine room. Oh no. Thomas. Please be okay.
Okay, so slightly to your right, I believe. We need to... I basically do a 360 here, sorry. But it's not up this way. So if we just yeah, turn around. There it is. So yeah, it was slightly off to our left, as it were. Basically more or less behind you. That's where we're going to climb up. And grab on. Next up, we're going to learn how to wall jump. So we'll grab onto this cylinder, go around, and then it is literally a case of pressing the left stick and A to the right in order to jump backwards. Again, we've done this in video games before. It's generally easy enough. Okay, bit of a chase sequence now coming up after this next cutscene. So it is, again, literally just a case of either following the video Or, yeah. Basically, we're super speedy as hell now. So let's not waste any time. Obviously, any debris just remove. It's, again, not too difficult. So there we go then, guys and gals. That is actually the end of Chapter 1. So, again, about 15-16 minutes. Nice little introduction into the game. So now we will begin Chapter 2. It's where we will start with the collectibles. Start collecting some collectibles. And it is where we will start getting really into the nitty-gritty farty of the game. And we stay out in the cold. Now my nipples are already frozen off looking at this.
Thomas, is that you? You're alive. You're trying to contact me too. Let's see if I can get a better signal from up there.
Chapter 2, let us begin. The Pulse. So, it's a bit cold, it's a bit snowy, it's a bit freezing on the old boot quackers. So, yes, for the moment then, we are just going to, well, walk forward. Now, this game, as I should say, is quite a linear game. It's only really in these sort of last two chapters you can get a little bit confused, bit dark, bit lost. But for the most part then, this is quite, there's no way you can really get lost. So there is a lot of walking forward, a lot of, again, as I said, Ariane here has the ability of, she's basically Assassin's Creed combined with absolutely Prince of Persia. Obviously, again, there is another achievement we will get in this chapter for balancing over the ledges there with perfect as we go for a little climb. Basically walking over perfectly, with not falling off. But I've put on the options, the settings and the options on, so you should get that within this chapter anyway. So for the time being, do some Ezio Auditore, because he is my favourite assassin style climbing. Okay, so we're coming up to these thin sheets of ice. Now, if you have major common sense, you know that walking on thin ice usually breaks. So we are not going to be running, of course. We're going to be walking slowly. If you do see any cracks developing in front of you, you can just go around it, but just make sure to walk, not run. You know, the things they taught you in school? Don't walk with scissors. Make sure to run with them, and make sure to point them at the... No, wait, that's the wrong advice. Anyway, what we're looking for, we can just jump straight down. Is what you can do. Off the edge. Sometimes it looks like you're just jumping into a cavern and to your death. But no, that's not always the case. So just continue jumping on and on your way forwards.
Can't see anything. A view from higher up, which... That's gotta be Thomas, right? Stay where you are, Thomas. I'll find you.
So we'll head over to the sort of right, as it were, and now we'll be able to swing and jump straight across. So give yourself a nice bit of momentum. Press the right trigger, again, obviously, to get your grapple out. And then just jump straight across, and then you should be able to jump off at the other side. So the first time I done it, I kind of messed up because I didn't do it, and then I was... Yeah, so you can just literally swing and jump straight off. Spider-Man style. Or Spider-Girl style in this case. But yeah, the first time I didn't do that, and then she sort of messed up, and I died anyway. So, okay, so we're coming to some more thin sheets of icicles. So again, take your time, but we're going to be And you can hear it. You can hear when it starts getting a bit breaky as well. So obviously just be aware of that. So we're going to walk forward again. And then when we get to the next island in front of us, we're going to turn to the left.
We dreamed of being the first to set foot on this planet. We did it, Thomas. Not as...
So just go to the right around the rock, and then we'll be able to see another island. I say a little island. This little snow-covered thing right in front of us. Just off to the right. So again, that's where we're heading. Take your time, dear. Now you can breathe a sigh of relief and collect all of the stains that have come out of your underwear. Even though she's scared about that, but she wasn't scared about climbing on very slippery ledges and falling to her death. But anyway, what do I know? So head forward and obviously climb up here.
Trained my whole life for this. I'm not about to give up now. I'll do whatever it takes to bring back hope.
I mean, she's making me knackered just looking at her, to be honest. Climbing up all that. Right, there is another little thin ledge that we need to go across. Again, it is very easy, and there are plenty of these throughout the game. The best one, I think, is probably in Chapter 9. If you don't get the achievement before then, even though we've got it right now. Yeah, so there are plenty to do to get those perfect balances anyway, so it doesn't matter. So, again, climby.
Always seeking higher ground. As soon as we settle another hurricane. This time's gonna be different.
Now, just be careful here. It is very easy to sort of slip off to your death. The checkpoints are generally quite nice in this game, but it still is a bit of an inconvenience. So this is where I died. Make sure to give yourself a nice bit of momentum and run and jump. I did die there the first time. Like I said, the checkpoints are nice, but can be inconveniencing where you've got, you know, you're all pumped, ready to move forward, and then you're like, I gotta do this bit again. Nyeh. Okay. Honestly, at this point, I've got no idea what she's talking about. Personally, if it was me, I wouldn't have a clue where I'm going. But this time, we're heading to the right. So, climby.
Real and unreal somehow. Like my old sci-fi paperback covers. Remember, Thomas? We used to read Citizen of the Galaxy out loud in flight school. I just wish you were here with me to see this.
Oh, there was a D-move, Rock. That was a complete D-move. Okay, so climb up again, apparently. And again, if you've got the settings turned on, like I said in Chapter 1, you will never fail. You'll always grab the ledge nice and perfectly.
Almost at the summit. Come on. First one to the top, like in the old days. Except you're not here, Thomas. Wow. I can't believe I'm alive. Is crazy. Thomas, you'd say I'm being crazy. But I've got no choice. Gotta find the source, even if the mission's lost now. Where else would we go?
My darling, aren't you cold? Okay, just swing around to the left here, and, yeah. Just, balance your way through again. Again, it's all, as I said, very linear. Just a lot of climbing, a lot of walking. Path is fairly straightforward. Still freezing my little bitty nippies off watching this gameplay, but, yeah. Okay, swing again, swing yourself across. Again, this is another section where I stupidly died because I didn't swing across the first time. I didn't jump the first time. I was being too cautious, and apparently being cautious makes you die. So, you know, love life and rush it. Again, potentially bad advice because it depends on what, but yeah, don't do that. So we'll get a story-related achievement here. First contact, and this is for finding an echo. So if you use your right bumper and then the right trigger, you will eventually find the right frequency. This what looks like, well, magnetic lines, as Ariane has just said, Ariana Grande. So, yeah, basically, you'd think that they'd help and just point you the right direction of where to go, but they don't always help, so keep that one in mind. You think, oh, I'll just follow that, but then a lot of the time they end, because they're everywhere, they might end up in just a sort of dead end, so, yeah. Just follow along with the video if you want to know where to go. Okay, so, for instance, this time, we're heading down, down, baby, right down, like a down sack, down, 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 down. Yeah, down. And in just a few short wee minutes time, we will finally be coming up to our first collectibles. And then there will obviously be a lot more as we continue on. So get yourself down. Down, baby, down, down.
I thought this planet was a hostile wilderness. And it is. But that place seemed like a sanctuary. Is the source like that too? Is it really going to save mankind?
Man, I could really go for a nice slide like this, you know, without the fear of death and jagged rocks pointing at you and stuff, of course. So, to the left as we jump down, again, you can open up the EM scanner if you want. It's going to tell you to do that a lot through the game, but it pretty much unnecessarily just wastes time, because it's just trying to tell you to look at the magnetic lines. So, don't bother with that, really. Around to the right there, we can jump up onto this little rock. And again, another thing about this game is that you will probably look at points and think, right, that is where I'm going to go. And then you'll jump and you'll just fall to your death. So, oh, almost like that. But this is actually the way to go. So, again, just a few little things to consider. Otherwise, it's generally not too bad. There you go. I just done that so the notification would get off my screen. Head straight. And then we can start climbing up a few more rocky rocks. And then to the right, you can see, now we can open up the EM scanner. Now, this is another anomaly. Quite a few in the game. It's pretty obvious when it comes to it, but there we go. Use the frequency, hold the A button when it pops up, and then we will be able to swing ourselves up and around and across. Another achievement here, the right frequency. That is for interacting with an anomaly for the first time. So yeah, there'll be a few of those in the games. So if you ever do get stuck and you think, I don't know where to go, just whap out your EM scanner. It'll tell you on the screen as well to open it up, so you'll sort of be more aware that you will need to find an anomaly to get through. So, a bit slip and slidey, but make sure to jump here at the end. There is a gap, as you can see, so make sure to jump so you don't fall to your death once again. So when we climb to the top of this is where we're going to get our first 2 secondary markers and our first ice formation glyph. So open up the left bumper, obviously to open up the Pathfinder, and if you can see the little white marker right there. If you zoom in with the right trigger, once that white marker is off, that means you have completed it. Like that one right there. So that's the ice formation done. And then if we have a look to your left again, so again, like I said, you have to zoom in. There it is. So once the white goes away, that means that it is basically collected. So you've got the ice formation, the opening, a way out. So that's 2 done out of 27. Now if you press the right bumper to get your frequency tracker out, again, do the same thing. Find the right frequency. That's what I'm trying to say. You may have to get a little bit closer. But basically, find the right frequency, get a little closer until you see the A button, and then you will be able to hold it, just like we did with the anomaly a couple of minutes ago. And bam, that is our first glyph discovered, so an achievement will unlock Novice Glaciologist. Interact with a strange ice sculpture. So right there then, you should have had 2 secondary markers and the first glyph, plus the achievement as well. So There we go. Job done. We are flying now. Literally flying as it was just a second ago.
Let's hope these are frozen solid. Almost.
Okay then, so one more blast. Okay, slow walking blast, as it were, across the ice, straight in front of us. And that will be the end of Chapter 2. So again, another fairly short chapter. Starting to get even more into the nitty-gritty of things now, ready for Chapter 3. But in Chapter 3, we will play as Dr. Thomas, I forget his second name. Obviously very posh English, because all astronauts seem to be. Apart from the American ones and the Russian ones and every other country ones. Just in video games, though, they always seem to be posh English. Anyway, that is who we will be playing as in Chapter 3, so a new character. Yeah, just continue to walk forward until the chapter ends.
Thomas? Is that you? Talk to me. Can you hear me, Thomas? Thomas?
Oh yeah, and the chapter doesn't actually end here. We're going to have to do a little bit of running and avoiding falling down the ice. So, yeah. So the ice is just going to break in random parts. So obviously all you need to do here is just avoid it. And, you know, try not to run into the rocks.
Officer Cross to Dr. Montclair.
Okay, so let us begin Chapter 3 by taking a nice little walk. We are playing as Dr. Thomas Posh Englishman, Dr. Thomas Cross, and incredibly, he is injured, and obviously to survive, you know, he's doing a great job of just holding his side. If you obviously watch the cutscene, you know why he's holding his side, but yeah, it's a pretty fantastical way, because most of us would probably just lay down there and die, I would, because I can't be asked to move at the best of times. Dr. Thomas, posh Englishman, is just sort of walking with a big stab wound in him. So, impressive stuff. So for now, we're just going to take a little walk in the cave. He is obviously not going to climb up, not like Ariana. He ain't climbing up those. No, 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 no. So for now, again, just move forward.
Bloody pathetic. How am I supposed to do anything like this? Our readings found extremely low temperatures and a thick ice crust. Either the data was wrong, or there's been some significant melting.
So once you've gone around all the way here, we're going to take a little right through a crack in the wall. Right here. Again, don't go over the side, because, you know, that'll result in permanent death. So go through the crack. And I believe it is actually at this point you can have a look at the secondary markers. You can have a look. There are 4 secondary markers that we are going to look at. Again, you can look at them here if you wish. I'm just going to go down to where the waterfall is right there. And we'll do that there. By the way, beautiful game. Beautiful planet. It really is. The locations in this game are outstanding. Really lovely to look at.
What if future generations could live here someday? That was graceful. The way the river and bank have collapsed. Looks like a sinkhole. What are those strange formations all around?
That is one deep hole. Kind of looks like a giant stuck his finger down there or something. Looks like a giant has gone and picked his nose. Okay, so once that is done, sort of turn to the left. You're not going over the jagged rocks, of course, but before we leave, let us now do these secondary markers. So I'm just going to stand up, just going to get up onto this little edge here, and if we take a little turn around, make sure here to do these secondary markers. Again, there are 4. So there's the first one, the arch. And then if we take a look at the pit, so you've got the strange formations, the pit, and the arch. There's 3 of them. So basically should now be all directly in front of you. And the 4th one is the double ring. If you have a look up into the sky, you will be you can see just up above Thomas's head right now is the 2 rings. There it is. That is the 4th one. So make sure to get all 4 of these secondary markers. Again, if you miss any of these, you can replay in chapter select, but you do have to go through the chapter again. So, yeah. Better to get it all out of the way right now. Alright, so on your way we go again.
Journey log, Officer Cross. Atmosphere is warmer than expected. Practically balmy, I'd say. Some nice visible rock formations. Scenic rivers. Ariane. What does it all mean? Alright, mate. You've got this. Just need to keep going like this to the source. It can't be far now, right? I don't know how much longer I can hold out. I hope you're alright, Ari. I wish I could hear your voice. What's that sound?
Okay, so we're going to be coming up to the next secondary marker. Take a right here.
Where's it coming from?
And it's basically going to be a weird machine. He thinks it's going to be Ariane and Taint. We're going to have to do some crawling as well. Again, there's not much commentary in terms of the sort of walking and things like that. I mean, hopefully I'm sort of going slow enough but fast enough that so you're able to sort of keep up easily. And again, the paths are quite linear anyway, so yeah. Right. It's a weird noise. It's a very weird noise. What we're going to do, we're going to hop over here. We're going to take a little slide down. Again, nice big stab wound, but wee. And before you interact with the robot, make sure to secondary marker it. So left bumper yourself out. Make sure the secondary marker is complete, and then you can press the A button to interact with it. Once this is done, you can either sit and look at the scenery while Thomas talks about stuff, or you can just press the B button to back out and carry on.
New star. Who else? But when was this deployed? Were they planning to surprise us or something? I don't get it. And this is hardly the time or place for surprises. Or mysteries. I'd better go. I can't keep Ariane waiting. What the hell is that?
So, incredibly now, Thomas is going to have the strength of 10 bears, basically. So, we're going to use our winch. The game's going to tell us to use our winch. And he is going to be able to stop feeling pain for a minute and pull down this thing, unless he is feeling pain, and that's why it's very tricky. But use the winch to pull the ladder down, a cutscene will begin, and we will then be able to get another couple of secondary markers out. Again, amazingly, big massive gaping stab wound can be able to do all these things, unless obviously it's different in space, on different planets. Anyway, once he quits yammering, left bumper yourself out, and then of course we have the arch. Well, you're going to look at the abandoned station first, and then once he quits yammering here, there's going to be 4 things that we're going to look at. The first one, directly in front of us, just to the left of the abandoned station, is the unknown device.
What's going on here?
Just to the left of that is the ice formation. Slightly over to the left is the deserted gear, and then slightly more left again is the abandoned equipment. So that is all 4 secondary markers done, dusted, completo, McVitie, biscuito. Alright, so once we do that, now if you're wondering what Thomas is hooked up to, by the way, it is an oxygen, it's an oxygen tank. Now, we're not able to go all the way forward, so what we need to do then, we'll press and hold the B button, eventually you'll get stuck like this. And then you'll have to hold the B button to take it off. So you get a few minutes of oxygen, but we have to basically go and find another oxygen tank to hook ourselves up with. Isn't that lucky that someone was here before us? Otherwise, we'd be pretty dead. So head over to the left, and you can see the device or machine in front of us. That's going to have another oxygen tank. That's what we're going to hook ourselves up with.
Thought it was the end.
Right, so from here, now you don't have to look at these machines again. You can have a look at a lot of things in the game for story-related stuff, but that is not necessary. So we're just going to head back over the bridge the way we came, and then we're going to take a left. Again, we're not going to be able to make it all the way. We get stuck, so again, hold the B button to unplug it. And again, we got a few minutes. But from here, we need to go to the right, because the winch pulley is the other side. So we need to head over to the right-hand side, where those big giant rocks are. There we go. There we go. And pop yourself up. Winch it down. Come on. Come on, man. Come on. You weak goddamn. There we go.
There we go.
See? There we go. Right, now we can run across the bridge and get straight to the next oxygen tank. Oh boy, does this feel good. Sweet, sweet air in my lungoth. Okay, so from here. Oh, in fact, you know what? I didn't go over the bridge. I went over to the left side. Well, it doesn't matter. We needed it. It's all good. Right, so now we have full lung air oxygen capacity. Now we can go straight across over the bridge. I don't know why I didn't just go straight over the bridge, because there's an oxygen tank right. Yeah. You're not going over the left, by the way. Yeah, there it is. Sorry, I don't know what in the hell happened there. Just taking a look at the scenery before my oxygen ran out, was it? Anyway, there we go. Cross over the bridge now. Now, we've only got one more collectible left to grab, and that is the first out of 18 audio files, which we will get in just a bit. So, un-oxygen mask yourself, and then pull the bridge down with the winch. Of course, again, absolutely incredible strength from someone with a gaping wound in his gut. And we will go around the back. You could go up there. I guess that's what we'll do. We need to winch this part, and then we need to go back again the way we came.
Okay.
Again, the accuracy is just outstanding as well. This guy is one of the greatest astronauts I've ever seen. Okay, so back across the bridge that we pulled down first. Go to the right underneath this little bridge archway. And we will get some oxygen once again. Obviously, you know, make sure to oxygen yourself up as always. And then from here, we are going to climb up. So just to the left of where we came through the archway, climb up and up. Yeah, come on, move forward, damn it. There we go. And again, we'll hold the B button there to just break off the cable. Go slightly over to the right.
Except we're clearly not the first.
Now, again, this part, the reason I'm talking on this part, though, is it did get slightly sort of confusing. A little bit. Just a little bit. Head down. There is another oxygen tank right here. There's no spare tank, so please ignore that last comment. There is no spare oxygen tank. So we're just going to go straight forward from there. Now, we are going to be coming up finally to our first audio file. So if we climb up and then go around to the back of this place here. Again, you should have more than enough time anyway. You're not going to die. There's going to be a spare oxygen tank. This time I am right. There will be a spare oxygen tank. There it is. So plug yourself in. Ah, delicious air. Very underrated, especially when you haven't got much of it left. Go up into this little tiny building, or part of a building. Press the A button on this. This is the first audio file. And this is audio file number 1 out of 18. So again, you can listen to the whole thing if you wish. Or you might as well, or you may not want to. Completely up to you. We're going to winch this down. And then what we're going to do, we will turn around. And yeah, if you want to, you can press the select button. I always call it the select button to have a look at the media and log, just to make sure that everything is collected. And again, you don't have to listen to the whole thing. You can just pick it up once and then press the B button in order to have it collected. So there we go. Just job done. So, to the right of where we've just found the audio file is where we're going, not where we pulled the winch down.
That could be a way to get to the station. Okay, mate. You can do this. Come on. Damn it. Hurry up.
And this is basically now going to be the end of Chapter 3. So, yeah, a couple of short chapters. Chapter 4 is pretty much one of the longest in the game. So, yeah, this will be fun with Ariane. And it's where we're also going to be meeting the Nemesis for the first time. The enemy who will kill you, even though he's blind. So, yeah, this is the end of Chapter 3. Job done. Everybody happy. Fantastic. Let's get into Chapter 4 with Miss Grande. Now, see, she'll do anything to stay relevant, won't she? She was an actor, she was a singer, now she's an astronaut. Jeez, is there anything this chick won't do? So, on to Mission Control. I know you can't hear me, but I'm alive. Etc, etc. Just, again, as always, keep walking forward and climb, climb, climb. Again, still knackered and freezing watching Ariana Grande here, doing her thing.
I don't feel safe here. I'm gonna move on. A way out.
So yes, this is the Onyx Forest, and this is the mission where we will first see the enemy, the Nemesis, for the very first time. It will be in a dark cave, and there will be an achievement tied to it as well. I'll tell you a little bit about that a little more later on. For now, again, as always, it's sort of following the linear path. Going for a little slide and going for a little run before we get mauled up.
Unusually fast. The creaks and groans are making me jumpy. But I can't lose my nerve and fall apart. Not now. I just have to make it to the source to meet Thomas. Then... Shit. That wasn't in my head. There is something here. Moved there. I'm not alone. Here. Never went away. What Whatever the fuck it is.
Oh yes, Ariane now has that, you know, that uneasy feeling like you don't know if you're about to either poop your pants or you just think something's not going to go well in the next hour or two. It's probably one of those two feelings for Ariane, but probably both. Both those feelings. The feeling of dread in your stomach is about to unload upon her. Sort of.
But it seems like the only way. Not now. Thank God. Here. I can feel it. It's stalking me. A way out. I need a way out. I feel like a rat in a maze. It's like something's got me exactly where it wants me.
Okay, so this is where we are going to get the Whisper Step achievement. Now, this is for not being noticed by the Nemesis enemy once. You don't actually have to get it here. There are plenty of times you can get it. In fact, there's probably an easier time you can get it in Chapter 5. If you want to wait, or if you're not having a good time getting it now. But basically, what's going to happen is you will automatically be in crouch mode. So the Nemesis is blind, but he can hear you. Obviously, it's one of those things where it's super hearing. Now, if you want to get the Whisper Step achievement, we need to do this bit without him noticing us at all, which means his little glowy eye cannot go red. So wait until he nips off to the left, first of all. And then, again, we're just going to... You will automatically be in crouch mode, so we will automatically move forward. Again, press the Y button if you need to go back into crouch mode or whatever reason, for whatever reason you need to do. Just press Y. So there he is then. Again, obviously he does have super hearing, as usual, or as all blind people do. Is that a thing, or is that a myth? If anybody blind is watching this... Oh. Never mind. Just, if anybody knows any blind people and they have super hearing, just let me know. Right, anyway, wait until the Nemesis nips around to the left. Now, again, there are two ways you can go. You can go to the left, or you can go sort of keep to the right-hand side, which I am doing here. Now, he's gonna nip up, so you're okay to just continue walking and sticking with the right-hand side path for a minute. If he starts getting close, obviously you need to just stay still. There is an achievement as well for dying 10 times by the Nemesis, but I don't bother getting that until the very last chapter. You might already get it. Depends how good you are at these stealth sections. So just wait until Beakface just nips his face on. Go on, go away. There we go. And then just continue on. We're going to climb. So obviously climb in front of us. This time, now this is the feeling of dread and the whole poopy pants situation we're in right now. And we are basically at the end of this section. So just in the right hand side here, you'll see a gap in the wall. We will be able to go through. There it is. You can easily miss that, by the way. I did the first time and then I died. But as long as you get to this point without him noticing you at all, or hearing you, you will get the Whisper Step achievement. Again, there is an even easier time in Chapter 5, which I will obviously tell you if you didn't get it there.
I've encountered life.
So, take a nice sigh, breathe of relief. Breathing a sigh of relief is what I'm trying to say.
Moves fast. Appears blind. Thank fuck for that. Don't think it's a predator, but it definitely tried to kill me. Finally, a way out. Not a minute too soon. Oh, my scan is getting something. Could that be these magnetic lines?
So just at the end here, there's another anomaly. Again, if you're wondering where to go, well, here it is. Get rid of the anomaly and then just climb up. We're also going to be coming up to our next 2 secondary markers as well. So you can see the light reflection in front of us, 385 meters in front. If we walk forward ever so slightly, and then look slightly to the left, as soon as Ariane stops talking, there we go. There's the first one on the left, so you need to zoom in a little bit. And that's going to be the cave. And then if we look down and slightly to the left, or is it? Yeah, so look down slightly to the left, right in front of us again, zoom in, is the next ice formation. Now that is where we're going to get the next glyph as well, but we can't jump down because, of course, that means instantaneous death. And as I've always said, death can be quite an inconvenience at the best of times. Especially in video games, but especially in real life. So we're just going to go around, we're going to head down. Yeah, I suppose it's more inconvenient than in real life, because you ain't coming back from that, do you? No. Right, so let's just head down, drop down. Make sure to, jump over the gap so you don't inconvenience yourself by dying. Now, what you're going to see then is there is 2 ways that we can go. Now, you can either go straight ahead, and that is the way you're supposed to progress, but we're going to head to the left, and we're going to start climbing down, because again, we need this next glyph, which will be the 2nd out of 8. So once you've dropped down, again, jump across. Again, just incredible how good she is in these slippy, wintry conditions. But just drop down, drop down. Yeah, remember, we've got the ice formation for the secondary marker, so just press the right bumper to get out your scan. And then there we go then. That is the next glyph done. So that's glyph 2 out of 8. Right, mate. Sorted. Okay, so how do we get out of here? Well, there is a gap we can go through right next to this ice formation. So we'll head through here. And then if we sneak off to the left, we will be able to climb back up. There we go. So we can use the right trigger, use our grapple to climb back up. And then we'll be able to mooch off to the right.
Dr. Montclair here. I haven't had any news from Thomas. Except that strange vision after the pulse wave hit me. Still can't explain exactly what that was. Only that it seems to be linked to the planet's unusual EM field. However, I have spotted something that could be debris from Thomas's escape pod. I'm en route to investigate.
Okay, so we're going to be coming up to a sort of puzzle now. As you can see, there is an anomaly, but you will see this black and red. Basically, that's telling us no, we can't go. So what we need to do, we'll need to figure this part out. And there's a couple of times in the game this happens. Whenever you can't get through something and it's with this black magnetic line. So obviously we'll need to head where that black magnetic line is coming from and fix it. Oh man, we just want to get off this planet now. But of course, I guess that's not happening. So, once we've climbed up, again, it's another bit of a linear path, so just continue on forward.
Light reflection, traversing some difficult and mysterious terrain. Thomas, this place is truly incredible. Interacting with the EM field this way? This is beyond anything we had imagined. Did you see that floating ice? Or the ice structures? Did you discover more? I can't wait to talk about it with you.
And once we've climbed up here, get your magnetic line out by pressing the right bumper and you can see one light and one dark. Now, these are the points you need. Again, you can just hold the A button once you've found the frequency. Hold the A button and that breaks the line. Or that fixes the line, sorry, rather than breaks it. So now the magnetic line goes straight through. And then we can go back to wherever the anomaly was. Which we can just drop straight down here. You should be fine. But you can go back to that anomaly. And that will be fixed. So, yes, if you're playing the game by yourself and there's any point that there's a black line or black magnetic line you can't get through, you will need to follow the magnetic line and basically fix it like that. Easy squeezy. But now we're going to be coming up to another achievement. Now, the way forward to progress is right in front of us there, across that rickety-looking bridge. What we're going to do is head to the left, which is close to the cave entrance. So, head left, first of all, and we are going to squeeze our way through.
Are those lines guiding me somewhere?
And here, just on our left-hand side, is a ledge we can climb on. So, give ourselves a little climb up. And again, same here, just grapple yourself and continue to climb up. Give yourself a little turnaround of life, and again, grapple your way up once more. Grapple your way across. And what we're going to be doing is, you've probably seen some of, well, you have, in fact, seen some of the mirages from Thomas that Ariane's been talking to. Only this one gives off the achievement Echo Seeker. For whatever particular reason, I don't know. But this is the only one we do. So, once you've made your way across, you will then be able to see the next mirage of Thomas, and that will get you the Echo Seeker achievement.
Do I hear something? Hello? Thomas?
Hope One, Officer Cross to Mission Control. Our shuttle has crashed on the surface of Persephone. We need emergency assistance. A severe disruption struck our navigation systems. I suspect an electromagnetic interference. I've been separated from Dr. Moncler.
How is this happening?
And ta-da! There we go, Echo Seeker. And that's job done. So now we can actually just continue to head forward, drop down, and then we will be able to now cross that bridge to progress the chapter a little bit more. But as always in video games, nothing goes straight forward. The bridge is going to collapse and you'll slide down and you'll have to make sure to jump across the gap in order to not die.
Another close call. If I fall here, no one will ever find me. Too small to be the pod, but it could be debris. I need to get closer. Definitely not the pod. What is it then?
So another point with the rope, you can adjust your height by pressing the right bumper and left stick up and down. You can also spin Ariane around. Now, this, to be honest, this is the most annoying part of the game for me, because sometimes she gets all a bit squiffed up and you've got to sort of turn around, and she does it in such a weird way, which I can't even explain. But we'll come to that a little bit later on. But that's what you can do with the rope if you're a little bit high or a little bit low. Right bumper and left stick. Looking pretty high right now. Yeah, higher than Snoop Dogg at the moment.
close to the truth. Hello there. Can't say that I expected to see you. All right. You're coming with me.
Kind of feeling like that has added some unnecessary weight, but necessary for survival, so what would you do? Like I said, if this was me, I'd just be waiting for Thomas back in the original starting location and I'd probably be dead by now, so yeah, that's me done. So, the way to go then is directly in front of us. We're going back into the cave section. So, none there. We don't have any secondary markers coming up just yet. We've still got a few more minutes before we get our next secondary marker and a glyph. So, for now, nip through into the dark, scurry curve.
Unit. Problem is, it's not one of ours. It shouldn't be there. Limited autonomy. And range of device suggests something impossible. It doesn't add up. One way or another, this rover had to come from somewhere. And I'm gonna find out where.
And it wouldn't be a dark, scary cave without the Nemesis popping up. No, 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 no. So, for now, what he is going to do now, sometimes he will either dart off to the left and go down, or he will stay where he is and sort of just have a float about up the top here. So I was waiting actually for a minute or two, because I thought he was going to start nipping off down there. Which he doesn't. So yeah, so it took me a sort of minute or two before I realised, right, he's not actually going anywhere. So once it's probably best, as soon as he turns around and goes back into his starting location, then you can start heading down to the left. Again, remember, press the Y button if you're not in crouch mode in order to move carefully. So, once you've realised he tain't moving, we will head down. You will slide and you will have to jump. But that'll be fine because somehow he can't hear any of that. So he can hear the tiniest bit of footstep in the snow, but he can't hear you sliding down and going and jumping and smashing into rocks and stuff. That's impressively bad hearing from the Nemesis right there. Anyway, continue moving around.
You're not just fast, you're clever too.
I wouldn't say clever, but deadly. I'd say deadly, but I wouldn't say clever. You will have to jump. But again, make sure that you don't sprint. You should be able to just press the A button when you're close to the edge in order to jump across. But as long as you don't sprint, he shouldn't come after you. So again, just sticking around this left-hand side wall. Like I said earlier, make sure not to sprint and jump because he will kill you dead. So when you just get close to the edge right here, as soon as he nips off, you should be able to just press the A button to simply jump across, even though I did sort of sprint right there. But I'm telling you not to because I've experienced it for myself. Okay, he is very close to us right now. Very close. Yeah, I luckily got away with that one, to be fair. So just continue to head down. Again, sticking with the left-hand side path. The exit is close enough.
Are you a predator? Or are you trying to guard something?
Okay, we're almost there then. So after the climb and the jump across, again, he's going to come to where we are, so we need to go to towards the left-hand side. He just sounds like a tugboat, doesn't he? He just sounds like a tugboat. Oh, scary Nemesis sounds like a tugboat. Meh. And I'm only saying that because that is a video game. In real life, I would be pooping him. Anyway, once he nips down to the right, we should then be able to just jump across. And climb, climb, climb until the exit.
Holy shit. I really thought it would get me. It knows we're here, and it doesn't like it. Thomas, watch your back.
Ah, can you breathe the fresh air of cold and death? That's basically what this whole planet smells like. But we do have an ice formation and a glyph that we need to get.
What's going on here?
That we need to get here. So once we have reached this structure, the one with what looks like the rock in front of us has got like a top lip bigger than his bottom lip or something. You can see a building in front of us, 176. Now it's kind of foggy, and there are those explodey things that come out of the ground. What the hell? Yeah, so basically just head forward for a minute. Ariane will remind me what they are now. Explodey things, water, bad. Geysers, that's the one, geysers. Right. Obviously, you are going to want to wait until it goes down, because, again, that means death.
I wish I could tell someone.
From here, there is a left and a right. We're going to go to the right. So once we, you can actually follow some magnetic lines as well, if you get your EMT scanner out. But basically, we head to the right from that little crossway. You can then see the magnetic lines. It is pretty hard to see with the fog, but it's not too bad. You know, unless you're really Nemesis blind. Wait for the geyser there, jump across. Again, wait for the geyser again. You can just jump across straight away if you want to, but... you know, again, it's an inconvenience. You have to start from the top again, and that's about 30 seconds. That's a pain. Once we jump across anyway, left bumper to get the ice formation secondary marker, right bumper to get the third out of 8 glyphs, shall we say. Number 3, no. El Terrible. Okay, now we've got a few more minutes. Let's continue to finish on with the chapter. So you will have to go back the way you came. So again, wait until the geysers have relaxed their anger, as it were, and then just jump across. So this time we can head to the right and up this little bit of hill. Again, we're going to continue on to the right, but there will be some more geysers that are going to pop out of the ground. So again, just be careful. Time them very easily. Again, all easy to get through this section, but, you know, if you're trying to rush through, you might get blasted up in the air. And imagine a geyser going through the bottom of your... yeah. in between your leg area. That is going to literally rip you a new one. And we don't fancy being ripped a new one. Hell to the no. Okay, still foggy, still scary. So we're just going to slide down and jump across once the geyser has been completo. So you're going to need to grapple at this part, but before swinging across there is a geyser here, so just make sure to wait until the geyser has gone. It's very easy to just swing yourself across and get literally ripped a new one, as I said. So you should have enough time there to just swing yourself over, give yourself a bit of momentum. Just enough time as it was. And again, same with the grapple. So once you've grappled yourself and the geyser's gone away, give yourself a little swing and jump over to the top left.
Holy crap!
And finally, this is basically, apart from chapter 10, I believe, this is going to be one of the longest chapters in the game. But this is going to be the end of chapter 4, so we will now head into the darkest depths of warmness. That is going to be chapter 5. Ah, warmth, building, food. That is what my fat ass would think of. Do they have any food left over?
Hello? Anybody here?
So, chapter 5 begins straight away then, and we will be going to get our audio files. So 3 we're going to grab. It's a very short chapter, which is always nice after the introduction of the Nemesis. So we're just going to head through the door there on the left, climb down the ladder. For some reason, even though she's been brilliant at jumping off things and climbing things, this time she doesn't want to break her ankles at a short height. Directly behind the ladder, or from wherever you got off, right in this sort of kitchen area, there is a audio file. This is the second one out of 18. Phase 1 review. And from that audio file, turn around and go into the next room, the one with the big old tube. That's where they normally stick the aliens and stuff. Directly in front of you, there is a door we can see. After the blah blah blahing stops. I mean, of course, if this was us in real life, we'd be talking a lot as well. But just in this room, don't go straight out. There's an audio file, the third out of 18 here. This is the Nemesis sighting. So, 2 already in this chapter, which is just fantastic. So, after she starts having a little chat with herself here, deliciousness, and we'll be able to basically go back through the door, and we are going to crack on with the story. So once she finishes talking, we'll be able to go through. Now, there's a bit of an edit here, but basically, with the glass alien tube in front of us, if you look to the left of the glass alien tube, just by the door, you need to press this button right here. Now, this, she says, this looks like my rover. You have to choose, or have to press this button in order to get the one upstairs working. If you don't, then, you know, I mean, again, throughout this whole station, there's a lot of things that you can interact with and very interesting for the story. But of course, if you're here just for the achievements, well, we're not going for that. So, scan that rover, head back up the old ladderini. There we go. And if we go into the main room area that we started, look to the right, and you will have to do a very mini game. You just have to press the A button, I think, a couple of times here. Or it's just a long cutscene. I forget which, but otherwise, she basically fixes her rover.
Let's see. A broken circuit. That's why the memory card is stuck. Ready? Voila! They thought this ice sample could explain the anomalies.
See, now why can't we do things that simply in real life? Because things are not normally that simple in real life. Let's be honest. Okay, so we're just going to head straight down the stairs. Now we're going to head to the ladder. We're going to head back outside, where we are going to grab a secondary marker and our next audio file. So back in the room with the glass alien tube, and basically head out the next two doors. So now we are finally back outside after a few minutes of exploring the building. First things first we need to drop down here to the left, and if we press the right bumper and use the right trigger or left trigger to get the magnetic lines up, we need to break apart this part. They don't like each other, so let's make them friends. Or break them up for good. Once you have done that, you can then go back the way you came, so we'll climb back up. Again, we are going to be getting the next audio file. So now, if we look up, we can see the anomaly that we can break apart, and that will give us the ability to swing across Spider-Woman style.
Very handy.
Okay, so next we are going to be careful, otherwise you will die a death. And again, as I said in, what was it, the last chapter or the chapter before, death in a video game is a bit of an inconvenience. Death in real life is a major inconvenience. So, you know, let's try not to do that. But once you have jumped over here, now it may seem a bit pointless, but there's a big drop that you will get killed off. You can see this next building, the annex, so we'll go inside of the annex. Inside the annex. And just off to the left, next to the computer, is the 4th audio file out of 18. This is the status report spectrum amplifier. Okay, so with that one done, we can actually head back out. In fact, you know what? I do have a quick look at this, because this is actually pretty cool. You don't actually have to, we can just head back out, that's fine, but this little machine doohickey here, I do take a look at, because it is, as I said, pretty damn key.
Persephone's Aphelion is decades away. Clearly, these people had long-term ambitions. Conscious design shaping Persephone's landscape? It sounds crazy, but I've seen it with my own eyes.
Some clever minds in both video games and Astronautius. Astronautius? Astronautius. You know, the astronaut kind. Okay, head around the building. Now, this is where the ice formation is, so make sure to get your left bumper out there to scan the ice formation for the secondary marker, and then we're going to have to make a leap across. So make sure to jump up there, and make sure to get the glyph as well. The Nemesis is here, but he won't see you here just yet, so you've got time here to just find the frequency, and it should be, I believe, on the bottom somewhere. You may have to do a little walk around. Yeah, it's just on the bottom of the ice formation. So this is going to be secondary marker 15 out of 27 and glyph 4 out of 8. There we go. Come in. We haven't got all day, damn it. Right. Next up. What we will find here is a noise maker anomaly. Now, this distracts the Nemesis beautifully, because of course he will be distracted by that, which means you can just sneak off to the other side. There is an achievement called Distraction Master for basically just using the Soundmaker anomaly 10 times. Now, you can either get the achievement here like I do. It'll take roughly between 4 and 5 minutes, but be aware that in chapters 10 and 11 you have to use this Soundmaker anomaly quite a few times, so completely up to you if you just want to get the achievement here out of the way now, or you can just wait until chapters 10 and 11 where you will, again, as I said, have to use the Soundmaker anomaly probably more than 10 times, especially if there's any point that you've died as well. But again, completely up to you. Whatever you want to do, you know, you're good. Either way, once the achievement unlocks or doesn't, once the anomaly is done, you can then sneak across the other side. Now, I say sneak because he can still hear you sprinting. So you need to jump across to the other side. Now I have seen other people who have sprinted and he doesn't come after you. But for some reason, I don't know if it's an update in the game or what, but he comes after me. And in fact, because he has seen us, he is actually trying to kill us with the spikes. That's what those spikes are. So anytime we use a Sound Maker anomaly, we're going to have to sneak our way over as usual. But again, that'll be fine. That is also another point. That was the easiest point. You could have got the Whisper Step achievement as well. Sorry, I've just told that to you now. But that was another point. Luckily, Chapter 5 is a very short chapter. Anyway, this is a short chapter. We'll go inside the building, and we are done. 10 minutes of pure beautifulness. And on to Chaptero Ciso. Si, my Francie Bigodia.
Thomas, I have so much to tell you. You won't believe me, but I've found a lab. A fully equipped lab. I may have found something that proves the source is habitable. I need to conduct an experiment to be sure of it, though. And after that, I'll meet you at the source. You'll see, Thomas. We're about to make it. We're going to keep our promise. So this is a spectrum amplifier. They designed it to study anomalies in the EM field. Let's do it, then. Thomas? Are you okay?
Shit. Ariane. I don't know what this is, but it changes everything. This would blow your mind. You've got to come here and see this. Mission Control, I have confirmed visual on what appears to be a settlement. I have no idea how this is possible, but whoever they are, they must have supplies and comms and answers. Especially answers, right? Let's find out.
So, once we have, once chapter 6 has begun, the cutscene has begun, we will press the B button to let ourselves go, and we can, we will slide down without getting whacked over by a rock. That would always come in handy. And then just, make your way forward. Again, obviously, Thomas is a little slower since he has been, if you remember, he has a gaping wound in his hole. Gaping hole in his wound.
Emergency landing. In need of immediate medical attention. Do you copy? Over. Just how many people are stationed here?
Okay, so this is the base then. First things first, we're going to head to the right. We will have to do a secondary marker quite soon, which is going to be the elevator, but we need to power up the thing first. And to do that, we actually have to interact with the doors in order to get the game progressing. Make sure to get your oxygen tank going as well here. So that is the elevator that we need to use the secondary marker before using it. We need to get it before we use it. But like I said, we need to turn the power on first. So head across to the opposite side of the door. We need to actually interact with the other door in order for the game to progress. Yes, unfortunately, I do get a bit of ahead of myself in this chapter, thinking that I can just do the objective straight away, but it doesn't work like that. So once you have those two, go get some oxygen again. So whap out your oxygen tanky, and then head to the left of the building. And now we should be able to interact with the elevator, which indeed we can. So again, after you interact with the two doors, then you can interact with the secondary marker elevator. Okay. Again, it's going to snag you up a bit, so take it off. Take it off. Take it off. Boop, boop, boop. And then head it to the left, so almost to the starting location of where we just slid down, but we're going to head up this sand hill dune.
No choice. If I don't find an oxygen tank, it's the end of my illustrious career.
So as we come across to the generator here at the top, again, make sure to press the A button to get your oxygen or oxygenated. Beautiful. Now head around to the other side. Again, you will have to hold the B button. You're going to get snagged, which is fan, just fan. That's fan. And if we come around, we can press the right trigger to use the grapple. And then, of course, even with Thomas's incredibly injured pelvis, or whatever he is, he can pull that off with ease. Apart from the struggling part that he did. So, climb up. And then just slightly to the right, top right there, you can see where we can squeeze through the two yellow markers. So, squeeze, baby. Squeeze yourself like a tube of toothpaste. Like a jelly yogurt. And once you're squeezed in, we can then go ahead, go around the corner to the left, and then press the A button in order to power up the generator. And then we can actually just open up the gate and get some oxygen. Glorious, Oh my god, it's delicious. Tastes better than chips, especially on a planet where there's no oxygen. Alright, well, now we are able to, again, you've got to plug the oxygen in anyway, and then press the A button to go down. Okay, in order to progress the next bit, as we head towards the next building, you can see a little box that is just on the end of the building with a rover in it. You actually need to interact with that box-looking thing before we go to the next part. Otherwise, the story doesn't progress and you can't do anything. So, you know, just a bit of word of warning. I mean, it literally just takes 30 seconds to correct my mistake. Well, it's not even a mistake. Again, I just got ahead of myself here. So this box that we're going past, interact with this now. Otherwise, once you have done that, we can go around the corner. Still can't interact with the door for a minute.
Hello? Anybody?
But to the right of this doory building, there is going to be like a little desk of sorts. Well, there's no one here, mate. That's why nobody am's helping you. So yes, just to the right of there, you can see this little part, this little, I don't know, outbuilding, whatever you want to call it. And if you had interacted with the box, you would then be able to interact with this rover, and then you would be able to get into the building. So, obviously, we need to go and do that.
I wonder if I could get in that way. Might be a tight squeeze, but I'm still fit, yeah? Problem is, I can't get in without a rover. I need to find another one. I'm afraid you've still got work to do, mate. T-1000. I know I've read the instructions. Come on, Thomas, think. This is the part that triggers the rover hatch. Found you.
Right, once we have corrected ourselves, we're all good in the hood. Let's go back around to the box. And Thomas, posh man, Englishman, strong ass, is going to crawl through. And we're going to be inside, where, again, as I said, we're going to get a whole bunch of audio files and collectibles. Okay, so first things first, say hello, and obviously no one will answer because everyone's dead, probably. Go straight in front of you to see this door. This is the locker room, and then directly in front of us again. Hello. And once we turn the corner and get into the next room, this is where we will start getting the first of the audio files. So, head into this next door. Now you're going to see a door on the left, a door in front of you, but what we need to do here is go to the right, which is going to house the airlock. Open up that airlock. It's a dead end, but this is where we can find audio file number 5 out of 18. This is the drilling equipment.
All deployed, Commander.
Right, from here, just turn around. We're going to go straight for the next audio file. So now once we're in here, turn to the right where we can see the flashing door. The door's struggling to close. We're going to squeeze our buns through again. So squeeze it up, boys. Breathe in. Breathe out. Shake it all about. Breathe in. Breathe out. Shake your body about. Okay, once you've shaken your body about, you're going to notice a bit of blood on the floor. That's very interesting, but it doesn't interest us right now.
I'm inside the unknown facility. No signs of life, but something's wrong here. Power down, place in disarray.
What is going to interest us is the audio file that we will find beyond this door. So from here, go into the next room directly in front of us, and then turn left.
Looks like they're left in a hurry.
And this, in this sort of office-looking area, is where we can find the next audio file, which is the email message from the Horizon. Forza Horizon 6, probably. It's the dev team. Are you coming back to Earth to finish the game? Okay, so from there, take a right into this yellow door where we can see a couple of doors. We're going to take the one on the right, first of all, the dormitory. The dormitory.
Feels like I'm intrigued.
And then just to the right of us, there is another audio file. This is What's Up? Or remember the Budweiser advert back in the day? What's up? Right, out of the door anyway, straight in front of us again, head back. And then we will go straight through. We can see the commander's door. We're going to head to the left door first of all, though. So the commander's door was straight in front of us. This is the left door we need, because once we get in, we're going to find yet another audio file. This is going to be Marcus McCallacan incident.
Locked away.
And you have to know exactly what I'm talking about from the word incident. Nothing, it was just an incident. Charles Leclerc, Formula 1? Yes, you know. Anyway, to the left, we can get another achievement called Nice Try. Just press the 1111 a bunch of times in order to get the Nice Try achievement. This is for getting the commander's code wrong 3 times. So easy enough. Again, just make sure to press them all wrong. Once they have all been pressed wrong, we can actually now choose the right code in order to use. Obviously, you'd have to figure out some puzzles and things to actually do this, but I'm just going to tell you what it is anyway, because I love you guys. So it's 020845. 020845. Once that is valid,
Onwards.
we can press the B button to back out, and we should be able to go in. And what we're going to see is the first out of 5 dead crew member bodies. Now, these, I believe, you have to interact with to progress the game anyway, so I don't believe that it's missable. But you got to interact with the body and then interact with everything on it. What it will also do is automatically give us the 9th audio file out of 18, Malcolm's Ineptitude.
Met under better circumstances. Hi. I'm Thomas Cross. Please forgive me.
En route to talk some sense into Malcolm and find a solution to this nidosite problem of his. You can't trust a gardener to grow plants, apparently.
Shit, that... Was that recorded when he died?
Okay, so we've got a few things to do before we get to the 10th audio file in a few minutes' time. So, let's head out of the door. We've done the commander's quarters. Straight through. And we're going to go to the left door. The locker room.
Called Marcus McCallum. He's dead. I'm a bit poorly myself. I found him locked inside the commander's quarters, but I'm still not totally sure how he passed. I recovered his navigator so I can access the med bay. That's me out.
So again then, once you've squeezed your tube of toothpaste out of here, go to the right-hand side door, first of all.
It's responding now.
So we need to find out where this leads. Whatever this is, we're going to find out.
Old house or something. What else could it be?
So again, there's going to be a bit of a chase sequence coming up where the ice is going to start spiking out of walls. Now, I don't know if you can die on this. And again, the path is pretty linear, so just try to follow along here the best that you can.
Damn it! Come on! What on earth is happening? Damn it!
Alright, so you're actually safe now in this area. Again, I made a few mistakes there, and I still didn't die, so I Don't know if you actually can die on that part. Either way, once you get here, head to the left-hand side room before moving forward to find the next audio file. Again, this is Malcolm's... no, this is amazing news. Good news, everyone. We didn't die on planet Persephone today. Nah, my Hubert Farnsworth from Futurama still needs some work. Right, head into the next room, but don't go straight forward yet. Make sure to take a left here, so we can get the 11th and final audio file of the level. This is the new form of microbial life audio file. So again, make sure to grab this before heading towards the next door.
Personal log, Officer Thomas Cross. I don't know what to think about what I've seen.
Right, you got two ways to go here. Right is for story progression, left is to find the next dead body. So, make sure to go left, and this is where we are going to find body number 2 out of 5, and this should be the last collectible, the miscellaneous thing that we can grab before we end the level in just a minute or so.
Man, Malcolm Spring. Nothing on this navigator. It was wiped clean. Ariane, it's me. I wonder if you'll ever get to listen to this, but... Anyway, I found another body. Something came after this crew. It killed Chief Engineer McCallum, that's for sure. This guy, Malcolm Spring, he was killed in a very human way. Please be careful out there.
So once we get into this room, by the way, turn left to go out of the door, and then turn right to basically finish now Chapter 6. So you go through this door, Chapter 6 will end, and onwards, whoop whoop, to Chapterino Severoni. Pepperoni. Again, strength of 20 bears, this guy. I told you, you're already going to freeze your nips off, because it is a storm like we've never seen. I mean, we've already been freezing and grabbing onto really ice-slippy ledges anyway, but this one is extra cold, as you can already see. So, this is basically... So, if nobody's ever visited Scotland or ever been to Scotland, this is basically Scotland 80% of the year, especially the more northern Scotland you get. This is kind of like a light summer for the Scots, actually. Yeah, of course, I'm just joking, but generally it snows a lot up northern Scotland. Really, really, really. So, jump across, head up, and as I said, in this one, yeah, we've got 3 secondary markers, 2 glyphs, and a miscellaneous achievement to grab. And this is going to be one sort of long chapter in terms of walking, talking, crying, and climbing. So, yep, just let yourself go with the... I believe it's the X button, and then just jump across, lovely. And then what we're going to do then is... Well, we're actually going to get our first marker pretty much immediately. So we're going to slide down. Yes, that is one hell of a storm. I agree, Ariana Grande. Going to make a song about this. Right, what we can do then, left bumper it out, have a look at the top, have a look at the sky, and there it is, the equatorial storm. You can get this at sort of any point during the chapter, but get it out the way now, isn't it? Yes. So, take a left across the water. This water's fine to go across. This isn't poisonous or anything. And just not jump your way across, but have a little look over sort of to the left here. And we can sort of enter... Well, we're going to be entering a cave soon, which means you know who will be appearing. Now, we need to get our magnetic wires out because... Now, I don't know if they only appear once you sort of walk towards this ledge. But for some reason, that's what happened to me. They wouldn't appear until I walked sort of towards that ledge. So, get it back out. Get your right bumper back out. And then have a look at the magnetic wires. Obviously, like I said, it is good for sort of telling you what to do, where to go. But that is what we were looking for. For some reason, it didn't appear, like I said, until I walked towards the ledge originally. Because, well, that's where it is. Mad, isn't it? Right, once you've done that then you can just hop down. Oh, and then apparently fall down and break your ankles because, where the hell not? And there we go. Now we can make a bridge directly in front of us and continue forwards.
Unbelievable.
Right, once you grapple your way over to the other side, you're probably going to think that you're going to climb up. Wrongo! You've actually got to start climbing down. So, yeah. So, jump across to the rocks here. As you can see, there's no way to go but up. So, we're heading down.
There must be a way underground. If I follow the river to the source, I'd be safe from the storm. But those caves would flood in a few hours. Need to think.
Okay, now, you know how I said earlier about death is a bit of an inconvenience? Well, it's time to inconvenience ourselves a couple of times here. This is for an achievement called Absolute Freeze, where we have to, instead of surviving the storm, we will just simply die by the storm 3 times. There's Ariana Grande's next song. I survived the storm. Etc, etc. Anyway, you're going to see the screen here getting all icy. Just wait until it all ices over. Once you've died 3 times, you will get the achievement, and then we will move on with the game properly. Now, in order to survive the actual storm, you see the bit of rock there on the right? You basically just have to hide behind there until the ice on the screen goes away, and then you can just run to the next one, and then carry on that way. But for now, die. Oh, there we go. Right, so we're all dead. Obviously, there's no point me showing you 3 times how to die from an ice storm, is there? I think we all perfectly know well how to die from an ice storm. But once you have done that 3 times, and as I said, the achievement has unlocked, we will carry on. Now, as I said, you can see there's big rocks. How that protects you from the storm, obviously in real life that just would not happen, but of course it's video games, and video games don't need that much logic. You can go to the one on the right, or we're just going to head straight to the one on the left. And you can see, you can tell sort of where you have to go. Because there's this little patch of no snow on the ground. Again, somehow. So get to this point. Again, just behind this rock, you are protected from all wind and snow. And then just head to the next one. And again, we'll just head straight for the one directly in front of us. Where we're going to see Thomas as a mirage. Also, we're going to be getting the next secondary marker and glyph. So, head to where Mr. Mirage is. Not Nigel Farage, that guy's a goddamn douche. Right, head to the left of the rock, around the ice pool, around the ice path, so obviously we don't die. And this is where the next ice formation and glyph is. So we're going to have to do this pretty quickly, purely because obviously, you know, the storm. So left bumper it out first. That gets the secondary marker going. And then, of course, the right bumper. Find the frequency. And right in the top of the middle will be the glyph. So make sure that we do that. Once that is done, head behind the rocks so, you know, you don't inconvenience yourself and die. And then once you're all chilled out there, we can head back around and begin the assault on the storm again. What we're actually going to do, though, is just climb up on the ledge. Where the Thomas Mirage was, climb up on the ledge. And again, you will still sort of almost freeze to death. So it's going to be one of these here, where we still have to climb across. Stubborn. And then obviously just jump down. So obviously, as you can see, we're still being frozen. So you do need to sort of jump yourself across. You still have to be quick with this part.
I always thought you could do anything.
Thomas, I'm in way over my head. All these visions. Even now you're there for me. And I'm not there for you. What the hell was I thinking?
Come on, Ari. Since when do you give up?
This is hell. I'm not sure I'll make it out.
Forget, the calm follows every storm.
That's what you used to say when we were going through tough times. I won't run away this time.
Right, so we'll slide down. We're still not out of the storm. In fact, what's going to happen now is we actually have to avoid the storm. And I mean really avoid it. Because we're very close to it, it's going to start cracking down on the ground. It's very easy enough to avoid it, don't get me wrong. Because it'll give you a second or two of a marker on the ground. So you'll know where to avoid. Oh, see? Kind of like that. It'll sort of pop up randomly, so you just have to be a bit careful. There you go, so it gives you a few seconds there. Otherwise, just continue heading forward, as always.
You devoted your life to this mission. You sacrificed everything.
You're right. I've sacrificed us. What have I done?
I still don't understand. Why couldn't we have the mission and each other?
I was wrong. I ruined everything. I can't do it anymore! I can't. I fucked it all.
Warmth, caveness, darkness. Ah, Nemesisness. Damn it. Okay, so he's not around here just yet. So you don't need to worry too much about that. Now, this cave section can be a little bit disorientating. Now, I end up... So this actually isn't the way to go. I'm just going to wait until Ariana Grande finishes. That's not the way to go either, because that is another death. So once she finishes here...
Wanted from this planet. What if it wants something too?
Okay, now she's finished. Right, so from that ledge, we will head around to the right. And keep going around to the right, keep going around to the right. We're sort of heading up, basically. But again, this cave can be quite disorientating and a little bit confusing. We are going to... I don't think it makes a difference, but we're going to take a left. Again, don't think it makes too much of a difference. You end up in this part anyway. And then we will take a right to go up another little ledge. Again, it doesn't make a difference which way you go here. You'll end up to the sort of the same spot. Going up another ledge. And yes, we have Nemesis.
Oh, no. I hope it's not what I think.
So, we are actually going to be going for the next secondary marker as well, which is going to be a way out. So, right in front of us, we're going to use the noisemaker anomaly right here. Let's get quite close. Now, again, remember you cannot sprint. If you sprint, he will still hear you and he will come for you. So, you are still going to have to crouch. So, crouch to the left, and then we'll be able to climb up a way. Remember, obviously, if you didn't get the sound anomaly achievement earlier on as well, there's just another one you can use. Again, remember, Chapter 10 and 11 have plenty of those sound makers, so you should get that naturally anyway. Again, continue to crouch. We're going to use the next sound maker anomaly right here. Eventually. When we get close enough. Come on. Right, pop, pop, pop. Use that to continue heading basically straight. Sticking with the left-hand side path. And the way out is not quite here. You'll have to move forward a little bit more. And there it is. So there is the next secondary marker then. Just off to the left. That is a way out. And that is actually a way out that we're going to do. So, what we will do... Now, you can go back and use the secondary marker if you want. Or, you can risk it and sprint like I do right here. Yeah, just make a break for it. It should be fine to nip down and crawl. And then that will sort of exit this part.
You believe in me, as always.
So, because everything is completely messed up on this planet, we now have to get off the cavern. So, let's go across the ice path. I didn't know if it was going to break. I didn't think it was, actually. But we're going to be coming up very shortly to our last ice formation and glyph of the chapter. So, climb yourself up. Go around... Yeah, there we go. You'll sort of have to obviously go down and then climb back up. Yeah, it's, you know, those extra 20 seconds there really make a difference. Okay, so if we turn around, we are going to be able to see, ta-da, this little bridge that we have to cross. Now, when we do cross this, on the left is going to be the way out. On the right is where we are going to get the secondary marker, the ice formation, and the next glyph. So again, when we cross this tricky bridge section, Make sure to have a look at the right. Come on, get off, dude. There we go. So left is story progression, right is ice formation. So let's head to the right. So, once we get across here, it's just to our right now. So it's not over the edge here. If you look to your right, it is going to be there. There it is. So this is going to be secondary marker 20 out of 27. And glyph 6 out of 8. So once you have done those two, we will now push forward until the end of the chapter. I mean, eventually, we'll get there eventually. There we go. 6 out of 8. Okay, let us do that then. Let's get out of the cavern and get the hell out of here. So now we can just drop down. I don't know if this ice path has any cracks in it, but in fact, yes, it does. So just be careful and then continue to climb upwards.
I feel like Persephone is somehow helping me reach you, Thomas. You must have a lot to tell me. I can't wait to see you. There are also things I have to tell you. Things I should have said a long time ago.
Obviously, we're not going to be quite out of the woods yet. We do have to take on the storm again, so it'll be the same thing. Only this time, it'll be even more electrically. So again, you need to hide behind the rocks as quickly as you can, plus avoiding any storm markers that appear on the ground. Because obviously, that means death, of course.
Last mistake you made in years. Admit it.
Oh, please. Just make sure you stay alive.
Now, with this bridge, you've got to make the bridge anomaly, which is easy enough, but I highly recommend to just wait a couple of seconds, because the first time I went across this, I got electrical stormed straight in the head. So I just wait until one goes. I got electrical stormed right here the first time, so I wait until one goes, and then I climbed across. Again, you start, you know, the checkpoints in this game are very, very generous, but, you know, that's still a bit of a pain in the ass to die, isn't it? No. Now again, you'll have to slide down, still avoiding the electrical storm.
Oh, shit!
And then run, Forest! Run! Until, you know, still avoid the storms, run to the end, and that is going to be Chapter 7, Completo! With brown pants to boot. This is going to be quite the shorter chapter. We're only in this for about 10 minutes, so nice little short chapter. Again, quite quick for someone who is in an intense amount of pain, of course, right here. So obviously we'll just... Now we need to look for the medical bay. Somehow Thomas has survived 3 chapters, running against ice walls and almost getting stabbed again with that gaping wound in his guts. So, walk forward straight away. and we will get the first audio file right now, actually. So once we entered this room with the big spikes, the ice spikes, instead of walking forward through the crew quarters, we're going to take a right through the flashing, not through the flashing door, but just to the right on this little unit. This is the first audio file 12 out of 18. From here, now we can actually go through the door. In fact, let's get some oxygen first. Always good to oxygenate yourself. And then go through the red flashing door after you straggle it. Not straggle it, sorry. The thing with the weapon. Grapple it. Yeah, once you've grappled it, not straggled it. Go through the flashing door. Head through the, obviously, debris, so we can have a little climb down and through.
Keep moving, for God's sake.
Yeah, the Nemesis is about, apparently. But you can hear him, but I don't think you can see him. Anyway, the audio file is just here on a box on the right. Once you've unsnagged yourself. So this one is Expedition Journal audio file 13 out of 18. And then from here, we will go and grab the next one. So straight through the door, straight in front of us, straight through another door. And oxygenate yourself again, of course. Get the oxygen tank going. And just on the right as we enter through this next door, on this unit, is the third audio file of the chapter. Hey, you there? This is audio file 14 out of 18. Right, okay, once we've grabbed that, we can now head through the hallway to immediately find our next body and audio file. So the audio file will come off the body automatically, so once you interact with the body, this is the third out of 5 in the game, and it will also be audio file 15 out of 18 for critical info.
In the helmet. There's an audio file in there.
Commander, I got hold of the following file today. Dominica has become a liability.
Their whole extracting energy scheme clearly had...
Ha! Get it? Monstrous side effects because it's a monster and stuff. Anyway, heading down the steps from the next body where we can find the next audio file. Thomas is going to have a little sneaky peek outside and be like, "You blew it up! Damn you!" You know, that whole line. And then we'll just continue heading down the steps. And then just to the right on this table, this desk table, whatever it is the next audio file. This is personal log, 16 out of 18. So this is the last audio file of the chapter. So from here, we can actually go straight into the medical bay on the left. Oh, Commander, you are one big boy. Wait, that sounded completely wrong. We meant thank you, Commander, of course. You wouldn't say that to a normal commander in real life, would you? Without getting poked in the eyes. Right, just head into the room here on the left. And then just interact with the med bay x-ray machine. Tingy-majiggy.
Welcome to New Life, powered by Newsoft, a new start company.
Go on, mate.
If you didn't watch the cutscene, prognosis is not good. Thomas is, it's not looking good for our hero right here. So head back through the med bay doors, where we enter back into the main area. We are going to have to go back outside, unfortunately. So head to the left. And so what we're going to have to do next is reach the Nexus, oxygenate yourself again, and just head through the door and the varying debris.
You again. Right on time.
So we are going to be getting one more secondary marker in this area. The camera is going to pan out. And as we walk forward a little bit more. Eventually, we will get back to Thomas's back of his head. And when we do that, we are going to turn around. Oh, well, have a slide down first if you want. Completely up to you. Oxygenate yourself, of course. That's probably why it's better to slide down first. And then turn around and you're going to see a massive ice wall. It's pretty obvious because it's a wall made of ice. Make sure that you have secondary marked that. And that is going to be 21 out of 27. So now we will actually just push on with the rest of the chapter. Again, very, very short. We've only got a couple of minutes left to do here. So unsnag yourself and continue heading down the elevator. You think it's going to be a nice ride to the bottom? Of course, it's video games. So, again, wrongo.
I don't think this planet likes me.
So we will crawl forward. Thomas will automatically just stop here and wait until the coast is clear and go directly in front of him to go into the next elevator. But what I'm thinking is, maybe the Nemesis is just... Have you seen that SpongeBob episode where the Yeti monster, he basically destroys the Krusty Krab, takes SpongeBob, Squidward and Mr. Krabs hostage, and he's going to cook them until SpongeBob just whips him a Krabby Patty? Maybe that's all it is. Maybe the Nemesis is just hungry. Maybe he should have bought a burger with you. Man, these astronauts, they don't learn, do they?
With you. Every single moment. I'm glad we met at that interview at New Stall. Yeah. The big round thing. That's the machine I must deactivate. I'll get rid of the creature. Give you a chance.
Right, so no Nemesis or anything to worry about. We can just unsnag ourselves. Again, obviously holding the B button. We're going to deactivate Macalini's machine. Macalini's pasta machine. Okay, I'm sorry, that was very prejudiced toward the Italians and pasta. But they do make the best pasta, and I love Italy. And all thing Italians. Right, head towards the yellow marker so we can climb under it, of course. So climb under the debris. Now, again, you're going to have to chuck some oxygen on. Now, there are basically two computers you can interact with, but you don't actually need to. So we can just head straight up the steps. And all we're going to do in order to finish the chapter is grapple the machine and break it that way. And that will actually then be the end of Chapter 8. So that is going to be the Nexus done. And we will begin Chapter 9 as Ariana Grande as she prepares to write her couple of final songs for her album, detailing what it was like to be an astronaut. So yeah, you don't actually have to do this. This is pretty pointless. You can literally just grapple the machine in front of us, as I said, and that'll be the end of it.
Who the fuck installed this?
So, Chapter 9os. Oh yes. We're actually going to be getting our first secondary marker pretty much straight away here. So we'll walk forward ever so slightly. Left bumper your way up, and then if we take a look up into the sky, we will be able to see the equatorial storm. So that is, even though we got it in the last chapter, this one counts as another secondary marker as well. So this is 22 out of 27. So what we can do then, once you do have the equatorial storm, head straight in front of you to slide down. Again, it's another one of those chapters where there's not a lot that we can collect now. But obviously we do have a lot of... there's a big stealth section coming up with the Nemesis, and obviously some climbing and stuff, as always, with Miss Grundy. So once we jump down, we can just hop across, head into the base. Now we're basically coming up to this is the same base where we just were in the last chapter with Thomas L.J. Cross. And we're actually going to be coming up to the body in just a minute. The same one that we found earlier on with in the last chapter with Thomas. So once we have crawled through the debris... No, because I bet you're a bit warmer now as well, aren't you? Which is always handy. Alright, so let's just head through the door. Head through the next door, take the next left. And now this obviously doesn't count as a new body because we've already seen him, but just beyond the body, on the table on the right, is the 17th audio file. We've got one left to grab after this, which we will get in chapter 10. So grab this one.
That algae research, it's showing real potential.
Potential isn't results. The niticides colonize everything, and the algae didn't stand a chance.
Malcolm, you don't understand.
And now we will follow the same path that we did earlier with Thomas. So we're going to head down all of the steps, and then we will go actually into the med bay and go into the same room and everything that Thomas did earlier on. You obviously can't get through here just yet because we actually have to progress the story by looking at Thomas's med bay results.
Is anyone here? No. Thomas. Shit! That handwriting on the whiteboard. It's yours. Gone downstairs to take out a pest. P.S. Why can't we have a normal day together? Harry. Thomas. What does that mean? Did you go down into that nexus? Mission Control, I've located the base. Thomas was here, and he's badly injured. I'm on my way into that nexus to find him. Also, Project Aphelion. They tried everything, even disrupting the ecosystem. But the planet is defending itself. The Nemesis is proof of that. Persephone doesn't want us here.
Okay, so it's not going to be as easy for us as it was for Thomas. Obviously, the whole elevator got destroyed, so we're going to have to climb down, climb around, and do all that stuff, which is unfortunate. So we will head down. Obviously, just head down the steps. Now, directly, that's the way we need to go there, just on the right. And we're coming up to another secondary marker, which is going to be the crashed elevator. For whatever reason, unfortunately, you can see the crashed elevator in front of us, but you can't actually get the secondary marker point for it just yet. So we're going to have to go, as I said, the way that I showed you earlier on, which was the just a little bit ago, which was to the right. So heading up and over the boxes. And then we can head left, start going down, and then we can interact with the secondary marker. Once we just get down to the bottom of these steps. So if we just head around. And again, once Miss Ariane stops talking, then we can get out the left bumper, and then we can finally zoom in and get the next secondary marker. So this is 23 out of 27, the crashed elevator. Okay, so for the next few minutes then, we do have, as always, a lot of climbing and a lot of... Basically, we're just heading down. Down, down, down. Down, 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 down.
Oh, Thomas, what did you do? Why didn't you wait for me at the base? Oh!
So, from here, if you go straight ahead, you will be able to climb down the gap straight in front of us, and then basically go across to the other side.
Fleeing the rising waters, losing my home, my land, my family was one thing, but I'm not gonna lose you, Thomas. I wish this damn elevator would work.
Now, one stupid thing I did here was I grappled on and I tried to swing across, which meant death. So, it's not one to jump across, you actually have to climb down the wall and, yeah, go from there. So don't jump across like I did and stupidly die.
Smoke. I don't like it at all.
Now, I'm not sure if this was the proper way to go. Basically, on the left, when you climb down, and on the left-hand side, there was a bit more of a slope that you could climb down to get to that part. I don't know if the game really wanted us to go this way, but, well, I did it. But yeah, if you... Yeah, I don't know if it makes too much of a difference, but yeah, there was a bit of a slope on the left when we when we dropped down. But yeah, whichever way, doesn't particularly matter. We will end up at this point anyway. We'll grapple this down, and we're actually now going to find the 4th out of 5 bodies. So head over the little bridge we just grappled down, head into the left-hand side, into the base building, and directly in front of us there, make sure to interact with the body for it to count. She doesn't look dead. She looks like she's just spewed and passed out from a great night. But it's not. She's dead. Deader than dead. She's deader than Red Dead Bread Redemption.
No. Everything on this damn planet is fucking dead and cold. Thomas, I just want to hold you right now. Bloody hell. We used to go caving together.
And yes, if you're wondering, this is going to be the next stealth Nemesis section. But it's a pretty big one. Again, not too bad. It's literally just a case of, making noises. Make sure to jump here, and yeah. So again, it's not too bad. It's just like the cave sections, but we're sort of outside. That's pretty much it. You'll be fine, Ariane. You know why? Because I know where to go. So, what we are going to do then, if we stick with the left path, we are going to... You can probably see the noisemaker just in front of you, the noisemaker anomaly. So, head... Yeah, just continue going straight. Again, as long as you're crouching, he shouldn't hear you. But one thing he should say, if he is right directly basically on top of you, he will know that you're there. He can probably smell the astronaut juice. So that is, you know, obviously be aware of that one. Okay, we are going to make the sound anomaly sound. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. I know what I mean. Would be nice if I could hurry up, mind. There we go. Right, so once he pops off over to the left there, directly in front of us now, where the Nemesis is, that's where we are going. So you're going to head over the next 2 yellow marked boxes, one here and one directly in front of us. So when we get across now, there's a balance beam. Do not head to the left. The Nemesis is going to peek his way through. We're going to stop and then sort of head to the right around that little unit type thing there. So there we go. Don't go to the left just yet. Slowly sneak your way over to the right. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey as it were. And there is, luckily for us, a sound anomaly just chilling, waiting to be battered. So once that is battered, you can start making your way. Again, remember not to sprint because he can still hear you sprint. And we don't want to die, not when we get this far. Okay, so there we go. Just carry on and we're going to go for a little climb. Again, like I said, he can't hear us whisper to ourselves or jump down, climb or anything like that. He can only hear us when we're sprinting for whatever particular reason that is. But yeah. So just go ahead and make your way around. There is another sound anomaly right here we're going to use. Come in. Come in. There she blows. So once you have done that, turn back around, head back over the yellow boxes. And again, just make your way around to the right. Unfortunately, these stairs on the left are blocked, which is annoying, so we're just going to have to go, well, basically where the Nemesis is going, but in between the boxes here. So once we're through there, head to the left. And we're actually going to swing across. Again, incredibly, he cannot hear us use our grapple. Apparently he's got this supersonic hearing. And he can't hear this. That big, and that big jump at the end there. Again, apparently he can't hear it. So, I mean, it works out well for us. So head to the right. We're just going to nip through these boxes here again. And yes, we are almost there. In which we will then have to do a lot of... we're going to climb just under here. The Nemesis will sort of nip past. We'll be doing a lot of climbing down. As soon as we get past the Isis of the Nemi kind. So there we go. Just wait until he nips off there. More to the right. And there is a sound anomaly we are going to use. Come on, where the heck? Come on. Work. Now you may have to get a little bit closer. There it is. There we go. So you have to sort of shuffle over a little bit there, which is fine. But once that is done, we can then jump across straight away. And then we will be able to head around to the left again, where the Nemesis is. But that's fine. Just wait for a moment until he disperses. And here we are then. We can now finally head down the ladder. And again, for the next sort of couple of minutes or so, it is literally just climbing down and grappling down and jumping down and trying not to fall to your otherwise demise.
Good riddance. Hope you'll burn in hell. further down I go, the more I feel like I'm getting closer to you. Hang on. Whoa. This crater is so deep. Better not look down. I'm following your path, Thomas, and I know you're waiting for me below. Thomas, wait for me, please. Okay. I'm almost down there. Just a few meters left. This place.
Ah, there we go, look. And again, if the Nemesis is so smart, he could have literally just gobbled us up there, hearing us down there. But never mind. So head down. Thomas, well, we're about to find out where Thomas is. But we're just going to give ourselves a little climb over here. Head up to the right. Oh, I wish he could. But in order to finish the chapter, after Ariane Grande here has stopped talking about all the computery stuff, head to the left, down the steps, and there will be an unskippable cutscene. I have skipped the cutscene, so I will wait until you, you look at it yourself. But it is unfortunate, but it will be the end of Chapter 9. 2 more chapters to go.
Don't do this to me. You hear me? No. No. I couldn't bear it. Thomas! The source. Like it's beckoning.
So, chapter 10 then. This is the last sort of main chapter of the game. We're basically after the unfortunate events of chapter 9, which of course I edited out, but you would have had to have watched it. We now have to basically follow Thomas's mirage everywhere. But we're going to get, again, a whole bunch of secondary markers. This is going to be the second longest chapter in the game after chapter 4. So, we will head around, alright, well, we are supposed to try and head to the left, there we go. But again, like I said, we're going to find the last 4 secondary markers, last couple of glyphs, and a couple of achievements as well. Plus, there is going to be one for crossing the river Styx without dying, which we will get to basically towards the end of the chapter. So for now, it is a case of, as always, following along, singing a song. But if you don't want to sing a song, that's fine. Just follow along.
That sound. It's so powerful. Carol, if you ever hear this. Thomas is gone. I couldn't. I am the last survivor of the Hope One mission. I know the mission's lost now, too, but it's like the planet still wants me to reach the source. Like I am being called. And I have to answer. Of course, they were already here. The commander and his faction were obsessed with isolating.
Okay, so obviously, as always, this magnetic line isn't going to be working. And of course, you can't jump into the river because, you know, electricity and such. But yeah, just over to the right here is where we need to go. You should, if you... no, in fact, you're not able to do it from here. So what we're going to have to do, we're going to have to jump across, climb down, and then... or jump down. Yeah, whichever way is easier for you, apparently. And there we go. So we can get rid of the magnetic line here, make it all good, and then we can just climb back up and move forward.
Let's move. I see you, Thomas. And I feel you too. I know this is the right way.
I used to think you were just that damn noble. Sacrificing it all to discover a new world. Devoting your life to saving mankind. And you are noble, of course. But more than that, you're just stubborn. Like you have something to prove to yourself most of all.
Ouch! Nailed it.
Right, so just when we drop down here, if you turn the camera around, basically, I think you were supposed to actually climb down there safely, but nope. So just turn around and you will see another ledge, another platform that we can jump on. Obviously, we ain't jumping in water, because water, again, equals death. Do you fear death?
You're gone, I know that. So why am I being tormented with these visions? Better watch my step. Those currents look fierce. Okay. Slowly.
Alright then, so we are now coming up to our first secondary marker of the level. So once we have climbed up this ledge, for some reason I was having a few issues here, but once we do finally get on top of this ledge, just in the distance you can see what looks like, what's it called, a stalactite? Yeah, that thing hanging from the ceiling. Anomaly we'll call it. But just underneath that then, if we have a look, left bumper it out, and we will get that secondary marker called the breach, or just breach for short. And we'll go for the next secondary marker as well. So what we're going to do then, you need to use the anomaly, use your frequency radar thingy-majiggy, get rid of this, and then we can grapple our way across. It's obviously not a stalactite or whatever it's called, but you know what I mean. yeah, that's... Sometimes the old... she's not exactly Spider-Man, is she? You just need to get through to the other side. Come on, Miss Granda, you got it. There we go. Right. There we go. On the left there, you could just see a nice little gap for us to go into. So do not move forward. Go through this gap right here. Again, we're going to be getting the next secondary marker, the ice formation, and the glyph. Glyph 7 of 8. And secondary marker 25 out of 27. So we will need to just, again, slowly make our way down. Or fastly. And there we go. Alright, so turn immediately around there. You can already see it. Big ice formation. Should be at the top there for the secondary marker. And then it should be at the bottom for the glyph. So again, we just got two more secondary markers to get. One more glyph. So there we go. So from here then, we can go to the left and climb back up to the place where we once was. So if you have a look at the left now, you can see the place where you can see another little rock ledge we can climb up.
Project Aphelion, our mission, Thomas. It's all gone. Come on. You're always just out of reach. You said that about me once.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed all the climbing and such in this part of the game, because there's still lots more to do. Alright, let's grapple our way through. Not too long now, and we will be coming up to a crew member. The final crew member. Ah, man, not the Nemesis again. Come on. Although he doesn't want us here, so of course it makes sense that he would try and, you know, kill us dead. Right, we're going to swing ourselves a cross. There we go. So basically what you need to do there is, yeah, just swing yourself across. Turn to the left. So turn the camera to the left and you can jump across. So, we're going to be getting a nice couple of achievements here. 3, to be exact. So it is this big, massive hole. Alright, you can't miss this at all. If you're playing it along with me or not. So we're going to start, again, using the right bumper and the left stick to go down. We're going to get stuck about halfway down. So, which is good for us, because we don't want to go through. We need to jump off here, and then what we're going to see is, if we turn the camera around to the right, our 5th and final dead body. Now, what you're going to find is we will get the crew expendable achievement here, again, for finding all of the crew's body. And then just down and to the right there is also the final audio file. This one is called Pedro Duan's Last Words. I'm really sorry if I just butchered that first name there. It's not Pedro, sorry. Just ignore me. I'm stupid. And British people can't pronounce things properly. So you should get those 2 achievements. And then what we're going to do, if you haven't got the Call of the Void achievement, for jumping to your death 20 times. We're just going to go and do it now. Now, there are only certain points during the game. There's only certain sort of segments which count. So I know some people somehow was unlocking it at the very beginning of the game when during the prologue climbing sections. It didn't work for me, so basically I waited until the last possible moment that I could, which would pretty much be this part. There is still a couple more opportunities to get this achievement if you wish, but yeah, I thought I'd just get those out of the way now. So we've got 3 achievements on the bounce. So again, we always start off with a checkpoint anyway, so just keep jumping to your death until you get the Call of the Void achievement. Die 20 times from a fall. Again, you might have already got that naturally. You might have not barely even fallen at all. So just thought I'd show you a nice good place to get this. Once you do have all 3 achievements done, have a look up, and it is an anomaly we can get rid of. Then we can grapple our way down to the lowery section. Even lower.
Down into the dark. I'd call this a stupid move if I had more to lose. Wow. I guess that pulse didn't affect the machines down here. Thomas, it's you again. You're no longer with me, but look at all that. They were draining the planet's soul away.
So have a look around Thomas there. You do have to follow Thomas in order to be able to pull the grapple. Otherwise, it just won't work. There we go. So yeah, if you just try and do this straight away, I did, and it didn't work. You actually have to follow Thomas. But again, once this is done, we will head through. And we're actually going to be getting the 26th secondary marker right now. So don't worry about the Nemesis. He's not going to try and kill us dead just yet. But if we... Well, we have to wait until Ariane stops talking once again for a minute. So hang about, tickle your pickle, do whatever you want. Okay, untwiddle those thumbs, get your left bumper out, and there we go. So make sure to secondary marker up the Styx River. Where the energies flows, eyes wills goes. And I just butchered that. Right, so head forward, and then we're going to drop down, but do not go forward just yet. Head to the right now. So once we get into this little cavern bit, head right, and then we can drop down. This is where we're going to get the final secondary marker and the final glyph as well. Obviously, if you were to continue straight, you would have progressed with the game, and, well, that would have messed you up, son. And you would have had to have gone through all of this again just to get back to this point. So head around again. Obviously, try not to die, because it will put you back a little bit. And again, so just then platform hop your way all the way around. And here is the final ice formation. Very easy to miss this one. But, no, there's the source. You may need to nip around the other side. In fact, you will have to skip around the other side. There it is. So that's ice formation done. And you should get the achievement web for finding all secondary markers. And then on the bottom is the final glyph. So that should also get you the expert glaciologist achievement as well for finding everything. And I mean everything. So that is all collectibles now done with the game. We don't have to worry about any more. So if you got this far, you're the best, and I love you guys. Yeah, well, I left this death sequence in purely because it really didn't matter, because we end up just starting off by where the Styx River was anyway. Sort of at the top where we found the previous secondary marker. So that is the hole that we came through. There was the Styx River. We got that 26th secondary marker. So, yeah. So I left that death scene in just to let you know, if that does happen, you'll just start back there anyway. So, otherwise, obviously, you would have just had to have climbed back up this way. So, you would have had to do that anyhow. So, let us now continue on forward. And yes, in a few minutes, we will have to do another big stealth section with the Nemesis. And if we just head to the right so we can progress the story a little bit. We can't get through the grapple part just yet without speaking to Thomas. Says Mirage.
Locked path. Not very reassuring. Seems like the station extended this way. Before everything collapsed.
This way, Ariane.
Oh shit. Here you are. Well, it's the only way. Fuck. What the hell do you want from me? I should use my EM scanner. It could help me find my way. Thomas, are you asking me to join you across the river? You're nothing but a sickness. You're the planet's disease.
Okay, so as I said, he can't hear you dropping down or climbing, which again, very handy for us. But just in front of us is going to be a sound anomaly we're going to use. So use that, and then of course continue moving forward through the water.
They might hear me splashing around. Let's distract it.
Now we're going to use the sound anomaly just to the right of where Ariane is. Not the previous one that we used, but the one just to the right. And then we can drop down again and then sneak our way over to the right. Now this was a little bit confusing for me, honestly, the first time that I played it. And then when I figured out what I had to do, really, it wasn't that bad. So yeah, just messed that up. We're not going down that hole. Nor that one. But we are going to climb over this part. This little rock formation-y thingy. And then we're going to use the next sound anomaly, which will be directly in front of us. Oh, in fact, I don't even know if we'll be able to get that one. No, we can just jump across.
They won't leave me alone.
Just checking. I heard a roar, and I didn't know where he was. But there he is. So I'm just waiting for a second just to make sure he's not going to grab us. So there we go. So yeah, I was just able to jump across there. I don't know if I just got lucky with that. Again, not sure. Anyway, use the other sound anomaly. And then, whoop, there we go. Wait till he goes past. And then from here, we are going to go straight because you can see there is a little ledge for us to not that way, but on the left. There we go. And then a teensy little climb. Then once you've climbed on that, just continue forward. Because right in front of us is what we need to mash up. So you should be good for a moment. But Thomas's Mirage there just in front of us. He's not making it easy for us really, is he? Could have shown us an easier path, but there we go. So, again, we need to come back. Does not work, unfortunately. So let's go and do that thing. Alright then. So, from here, there's the, again, there he is right in front of us. Now, what we are going to need to do is, there is another sound anomaly right in front of us. You may have to just, you should be okay to get forward. You're not able to climb up there. That is where we need to go. Yeah, I did try and failed miserably. But we do need to hit the sound anomaly right in front of us. And then from here, see, now he's going to get all his knickers in a twist and stuff again. We are just going to continue walking forward until we hit the grapple. Once you've hit the grapple, we can climb up the wall.
You don't want us anywhere near the source, do you?
I don't even know if you need to, but hit the sound anomaly just below us again. And then we can jump across. It's always better to be safe than sound. You don't want to go through all this just to then pretty much die close to the end. Swing yourself across, and then we will now finally be able to use the frequency radar in order to dispel the cursed magnetic line. So once we have decursed the cursed magnetic line, again, you may want to, so that again, that's obviously where we're heading now. Now we'll be able to get across Thomas's Mirage. We can't do it from here, so we are going to have to slide down. Now, if you want to, again, which I do recommend, use the sound anomaly. You probably don't need me to recommend you because, you know, I think that's fairly obvious. Big, scary ghost smoke monster or something can only hear you when you're sprinting. Yeah, although I did get luckily away with that one there. So now we can make the bridge and head across.
I should be able to cross now.
This way, Ariane.
That's for sure. But I'm not gonna become in spray.
Nothing to do now except jump into the water and run. Now what he will do is try and get his ice spikes. So remember coming out of the ground. So remember with the storm, you have a little bit of a warning on the ground. You could just see. So you get about a second warning. So just try and avoid the whites which appear on the ground. Otherwise that's going to spike you square in the anu. And this time, we're going to go not that way. So yeah, just keep running and jumping and avoiding all the anu spikies.
No, no! Leave me alone! Ah! Okay. That was a close one.
You're close, Ariane.
Thomas, it's like the planet wants me to feel like you're here. Even if I know that you aren't. The source. feel like I'm getting closer. Damn! It's just not gonna give up. Maybe if I'm behind the waterfall, it'll cover my sound. Quietly.
And yes, we are still not quite done with the Nemesis. One more little stealth sneaking section before we get to the achievement, which hopefully we will get for crossing the sticks or sliding down it without dying. So, basically, where you start, head directly in front of you to climb down this wall.
Avoid water. Except there's water everywhere. Great.
Think, Ariana. Think. We need to get to our next concert in time. Alright, so straight in front of us then, use the sound anomaly when we jump down. Now we can jump down. Again, you will... well, you'll do this sort of automatically, so it doesn't matter, but right in front of you is where we're going to go. This is the next part that confused me until I got the path down again. Climb down once more. Oh, you'll have to be quick. Now, I do apologize. I actually forgot about that part there. And I don't actually know. I think that's a story part. I don't actually think he would be able to kill you. But then again, I could be wrong, because I just about managed to get there. So, yeah, you let me know if you died at that point. And if you did, yeah, I'm sorry.
Please, just disappear.
Ah, see? Now... That's all we had to do was just ask him to disappear, and then he would have been like, yeah, sure, no problem, bruh. Okay, right in front of us here is the next sound anomaly. That's what we're going to use. And we need to try and get behind a waterfall. So, again, jump into the water. Make your way up and climb up. Now, jump across to the other side. And you should be okay for a minute. But wait, we're just going to wait really until it stops. So if we turn around. So once it has stopped, use the sound anomaly marker again. You should be able to since we're very close. There we go. Now once you've done that, we can just go straight across. And then... let him go, and then on the left is where we are going to go. We need to do some climbing up. So on the left, up here. Now, I thought we could just get straight behind the waterfall. How wrong I was. We can't actually do that. But we need to climb up to this ledge. Go towards where the Nemesis is, and we will be able to swing across. We will need to use... get rid of this anomaly first. And I do recommend, again, just using the sound marker by the waterfall to the left. It's really, I think a lot, and then we can just grapple ourselves across and go for a climb. Now, I think a lot of people didn't like this chapter because they thought everything was a little bit random. But as long as you know where and when to use the sound anomalies, again, I didn't die at all at this point. So, yeah. I don't think it's too random, just as long as you know where you're going, when to use the sound anomalies, and sort of when to jump. But, yeah, we're all good. So, we'll continue to climb up.
Shit. So you don't want to go away, huh? Can't reach me here. I can take a breather. spider than to hear it crawling. Now I truly get it.
Right, so we are going to be coming up to the achievement where we have to slide down the river Styx without dying. Now, generally it is easy enough. All we got to do is avoid big fat rocks in our way. But a lot of people have been saying if you don't get it the first time, you can't restart it. And if you restart it and try again, it won't work. So effectively, you need to get this the first time. Otherwise, you'll have to replay through this whole chapter again just to basically get to the end to try again. Now, it doesn't matter if you die during the running part here. I actually died because I jumped off and completely died straight away here. It's only in the water where the achievement counts. So, yeah, I died here the first time and still got the achievement. So it's not the running part. This bit's fine. It is only in the water, though. So, as I said, try and get this achievement the first time. If you are about to die or feel like you're going to die, immediately quit out and try again, and hopefully that works. But this is going to be the part after the cutscene. So it's literally just a case now of avoiding the rocks. Make sure not to hit the rocks. They're sort of big. You know where they are. Try not to die. Job done. Here we go, that wasn't so bad, was it? So, hopefully you got that the first time without dying. That'll get you the Orpheus achievement. And we are at the end of Chapter 10. One more to go. Let's do it! So, after the delicious events of Chapter 10, which again, hopefully you got the Orpheus achievement, as I said. All we have to do now, we've got about 15-16 minutes of gameplay left. It is, unfortunately, it's the last big stealth level, unfortunately. Now, you may have already got the Killed by the Nemesis achievement. You basically get killed by the Nemesis 10 times, hence the achievement name. You may have already got it, naturally, you may not have. But this is basically the last point. Obviously, it's the last chapter. It's the last point that we can grab this. So, I'm going to go and grab it straight away. When you are inside the light with the, I don't know, whatever they are, poking out, the Nemesis can't be heard by it. So, if you're on the outside like we are now, and you run about, he can hear you. He will still kill you. If you're inside the glowing weird lightness, he can't hear you. So, you can splash about. You can flip the bird at him if you want and be like, yeah, you can't catch me. But yeah, so just before we get going, I am going to get killed a couple of times. And you know what? It's actually a hell of a slide tackle from the Nemesis there. Probably would get sent off in today's football games, especially in the Premier League, because the referees and VAR in particular are a disgrace. Of course, if you're not a football fan, British football fan, obviously you don't have a clue what I'm talking about, but that's generally for just football fans, sorry. So, yeah, if you want to just get the achievement, which I've obviously edited down, I think I got killed only 2 or 3 times through from the Nemesis throughout the game. So, I thought I'd just get it out of the way now. If not, you can obviously just skip forward a little bit here, but I don't know why I showed you it for a 3rd time. Watch this for a challenge. Oh, he's got the ball ref. Oh, it's a broken leg. Ah, there we go. Right. Now we can crack on with it properly. So again, we've got about 15 minutes. What we have to do then is get to each source point, pull it down, and that's pretty much it. But the Nemesis is a bit sort of here, there, and everywhere. So really, like I said in Chapter 10 about some people were complaining about the randomness of the Nemesis, where sort of he was. This is probably the worst chapter for it. Because while there is sound marker anomalies, he still sort of pops up everywhere. Bit annoying, bit weird, but not too bad. Right, so there's 3, like I said, big giant balls that we're going to go for. Directly behind us, or sort of if you have a little look, you can see that there is a marker, an anomaly we can get rid of, and we can go through. Again, be careful because in the main sort of light hub area there, he does sort of go around everywhere. Okay, so while the paths are quite straightforward, quite linear, quite straightforward, again, you've just got to be absolutely on your tippy toes about where he is, or where it is even. So sometimes he will come down the left-hand path that we are going. He actually killed me here for the first time. If that is the case, try and just go back sort of as far as you can towards the screen. And then hopefully you'll be fine. If he does just nip off to the right, then we are good to still go. But he will come down that hill, that same little hill path that we need to go. He may come this way or he may come down the hill path. So, yeah, it's unfortunately, it's a little bit of a lottery, but just wait until he nips off and then head upwards. Again, checkpoints are quite lenient in this one. Right, we're going to need to run now. No point in staying still. We're just going to run. Again, obviously avoiding the white ice parts. You don't want one of those up your butt. That is going to hurt big time. But just keep going and keep climbing. He will still try to attack you from the walls, so you do need to be quick. Okay, maybe not this one, but he does in later ones. Again, we're not sneaking here. We are just going to make a break for it. Be careful of the water. You can still die first time. So give yourself a jump to the left, jump to the right. He will still try to attack us with these spikes. And when we climb the wall directly in front of us, that is where he is going to still try and attack us. So you need to be quick climbing up. And after all that running and gunning excitement, we are going to stealth now. He is directly up in front of us. Luckily, we are coming to the end of this first section out of 3 that we need to get. Because, of course, that always happens in video games, doesn't it? Everything's always in 3s. Okay, so he should nip on by. That's where we need to go. So you can see the big light ball. So wait until he nips off to the left. Don't make a run for it. Again, just continue sneaking your way through. He can't actually hear you once you're inside the translucent ball, as it was. So he can't hear you once we get on the inside. So once we're in, give it a run, give it a grapple and pull. And Ariane will actually automatically run back to the starting point, the main area. So you don't need to worry about that. Oh, phew. Well, wasn't that a bum clincher? Okay, so 1 down, 2 to go. Pulse, Machine 2, and 3. Really doesn't matter which one you go for, because as always in any video game, there's no direct path. For some reason, whoever built these didn't go, let's just make a direct path just to make it easier for us. No, they went, right, let's go here, there, and everywhere. So, we are looking at Pulse Machine 1. So we're going just to the left. There's Pulse Machine 2. So where Pulse Machine 2 is, we're heading to the sort of right of that. So to the left of Pulse Machine 1. Sorry if that was a little bit confusing there. And it's pretty much sort of in front of us. But obviously it's not going to be as easy as that. He's going to start coming down. So nip off over to the left. Just in case he starts, again, making his way through the valley where we need to go. And obviously, though, it is not that direct. No. They couldn't have just put a ladder or something. No. We've got to go all the way directly in front of us. And then just go around. I don't know why. But make a sprint for it. Apparently he couldn't hear us there, which is always nice. Again, we will need to build this bridge here as well. Luckily for us, it's just a straight shooter. Now I'm going to get a bit lucky here. I end up going to the right, and he starts heading right towards me. So if that is the case, and he does start heading towards you, again, if he's right on top of you, he will kill you. So if he starts doing this, just try and get sort of out, just try and get out of his way. That was lucky. That could have gone either which way right then. Whoops. Okay, I almost mashed that one up. But, yeah, if you can, just make a quick break for it. And then you should be able to just quickly pull the grapple machine. Once that is done, again, Ariane will be done. And then just one more left to do. Yeah, you notice she'd done that little flip roly-poly there. Not the time to do that when you're running, although I suppose it's easier that way. Saves you breaking your ankles, I suppose. But here we go then. In order to finish the game, get every achievement going, and la la la. One more pulse machine to go. Now, just waiting for old stupid face to stupid off. Thank you, took your damn time. So, this Pulse Machine 2, we're basically going directly in front of where Pulse Machine 2 is. This time we are going to be using a few more sound anomalies right here. So if, again, you probably should have already got the achievement, I reckon, by now for using the sound anomaly 10 times. In fact, I'm guaranteed that you have. So, nip down. Almost incredibly died right there. And we're effectively just going straight in front of us. Not that way, to the right we're going to be going. So head to the right because, as you can see, that is not where we're going. So apologies about this. And I decided to jump into thin air for no particular reason either. So, sorry. I don't actually know what that was about. So, you can use the sound anomaly. And then, of course, just nip it through across the water. Now, you do still have to be careful here. We're going to get rid of an anomaly in front of us, but the Nemesis will start appearing now. So, either get rid of this and then head over to the left, or... yeah, just either do that. It doesn't particularly matter, because he actually kills me here, but we literally start here because I just got a save icon. So yeah, he does creep up on you right there. And again, luckily, I just gotten past the checkpoint. So that's why I just left this in. But yeah, so he does come up the path. So obviously, once you've gotten rid of the anomaly bridge, just move over to the left or to the right, whichever way, so he doesn't kill us. But again, as I said, I just about got the checkpoint and I managed to start from directly where it was. So nothing was lost at all apart from a few seconds. So using the sound anomaly once again, I don't know why these other stupid astronauts didn't just make a direct path. We will need to go, obviously, right in front of us, through the water and up. So, I would recommend just waiting here by these suitcases, luggage, and lights. Because the Nemesis is going to appear, and he is going to go directly in our path. So just wait until he nips on by. And finally, we're going to use the next sound anomaly maker right in front of us. And then we will be heading up the hill to the right, pulling the last one, and finishing the game. Oh yes. Oh yeah. Well, after all that scariness, he literally just turned into a black little ashy wiener. But that is it, guys and gals. That is Aphelion, and I really, really hope you enjoyed the game. I hope you enjoyed the journey with me. Really enjoyed this game. I love anything to do with sort of sci-fi adventure type of games like this. Deliver Us the Moon, Deliver Us Mars. They are two of my personal favorites as well, so anything like this is brilliant. So you should get 2 achievements. There is an achievement as well for getting all the achievements, which I will just show you what we can do with that one. Now, ignore this. I actually missed one of these earlier on, so you should only have the achievement left for unlocking all achievements. And the way we do that is just press the pause button, quit out, completely quit out, go back into it, and then that final achievement should unlock. So I just want to thank you so much for watching, guys and gals. I really hope you enjoyed the game and the guide, like I said. If it helped, don't forget, of course, to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hype this with as many people as you can. I would highly appreciate it. And I will see you in the next Game Pass game, guys and gals. Big cookie chocolate chip love.